Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another live stream. We have the Game Week 26 live stream today. Feels slightly weird because it's 11:30 a.m. UK time, which means I actually had a bit of a lie-in and I wasn't rushing around on a Saturday morning, which I absolutely loved. But do say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what you're doing right now. I don't know what the numbers will be like in the stream today because I know a lot of people will just be enjoying their Saturday. And I know a lot of people made early transfers this week. Sometimes that pays off. Sometimes it doesn't, especially if you brought in Rasmus Højlund. And I do feel for people that did that because he's been in a great run of form. I know he was up rising in price, so it makes sense. But these are the risks that you run when you make early transfers, I guess. Will De Bruyne play? That is the question on everyone's lips. My prediction would be that he's on the bench, but I think there is a good chance we get some early team news. So it's going to be one of those where you kick back and relax for the next couple of hours, listen to me rambling away, and then if I get any early team news, I will, of course, give that to you. Sneaky tuned in from work. That is very sneaky. Daddy Raptor, how are we doing? I'm doing well, thank you. How are you, Sahil? Good morning. I've just wildcarded. Yikes. Good luck, lad. Do you know what? You can actually build a pretty banging wildcard. I'm not going to lie. I looked into it. I might actually have it. Would it be here? There we go. Look at that. On cue. If you want a wildcard draft, we'll maybe talk about it a bit more in detail later. But that is roughly what I'd be going for in a game with 26 wildcard. The one on the left, of course. The one on the right is the free hit of your screen. That is not of my... Anyway, doesn't matter. The one on the left of the screen is the wildcard. The one on the right is the free hit. That's roughly what I'd be going for. So there we go. Right, let me just stop wasting your time. We're all about efficiency here. It's funny, really, because my channel's not at all efficient. But here's what the team's looking like with a -4 transfer already made. So last night, Mrs. Raptor and I were laying in bed. No pillow talk over here. We were talking FPL at like 1:15. And we was like, should we make our transfers? Should we make our transfers? Because we were looking and Hwang, Solanke, Darwin and Jota were all predicted to change in price. It actually just happened that just Jota and Solanke changed in price. So it wasn't the best move early, but I at least saved a bit of money on Solanke. So I made both my moves last night and I brought in Hwang and Solanke for Jota and Darwin. I know it's incredibly boring, but that's not the worst thing. You know, I've always say this, but I don't ever take the advice myself. The template and the obvious thing is always seen as such a dirty thing. Like, oh, I can't do that because that's the template. Or, oh, my team's so boring. It's so highly owned. But it just works because your players are never owned by everyone. And even if all of your players are 70% owned, that means you're gaining 30% of the points on every single one of your players. So doing the obvious thing isn't always the worst idea. Yeah, Hwang talk in bed. Mrs. Raptor turned, looked at me, and she went, I want Hwang. And then there was a bit of misunderstanding and confusion. Yeah, so we did make the same transfers, to be fair, but I'm just copying her at this stage. My wife says you don't have a girlfriend. Maybe your wife is my girlfriend. Hey, that backfired on you, didn't it? Should I start Walker or Gabriel? Ooh, I would start... Ooh, Walker or Gabriel? I don't think they keep a clean sheet against Newcastle. I'd go Walker unless we get a leak that Walker doesn't start. I wasn't ready for that question. That's a great question, though. Yeah, I mean, if you're in a situation where you can bench Gabriel, your team must be looking absolutely fire this week. Also, Walker's attacking data has been a lot better recently as well. So that's the advantage there. By the way, can I ask you for an early like on the stream? As I always say, it spreads the stream out to more people. So at the moment, YouTube's like, should we show this stream to people that have not yet watched him? But the more people that like the stream early, the more YouTube are like spreading it out to others. So I can ask for an early like on the stream. That'd be amazing. What do you think about Forsen Raptor? I honestly have no idea. I don't know anything about him, but it sounds like he could be in line for a start as the number 9 for Manchester United. Like, that's just ridiculous. But I do think that it's worth the risk because playing Rashford through the middle, Garnacho on the left, and then someone else on the right, it just doesn't seem to work very well for us. Especially if that person on the right is going to be Anthony. So I'm all for starting a youngster and giving him a chance. Why not? Stop being cheeky, Marcus. Outrageous behaviour. Dan says, I've done Darwin to Solanke for free. Do I do KDB to Hwang for a -4? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would. I think KDB will be on the bench. I'd be very surprised if KDB starts, to be honest. And even so, Hwang could be better this week anyway. And especially if you look at the fixture next week and the week after that, I think Hwang's a good player to bring in. So yeah, I would be willing to do that. But unless you need to go and get on with your day, I would at least wait and see if we get any early team news on KDB. Because if we get any early team news that he does or doesn't start, then that makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? Shazam says, great content as always, Ross. Thank you, my man, and I appreciate the super chat as always. That's not the first time. I already have Gabriel, but thinking of a -4 to get 11 players for this week. Who to replace Gusto with Saliba, Torres, or 8 Nuri? If you're definitely not free hitting in 29, apologies. If you want to save the free hit and you're not wildcarding anytime soon, I would bring in Pau Torres. If you are still unsure about whether you want to free hit in 29 or not, I'd bring in Saliba or 8 Nuri. The only reason I would go for Torres if you know, like, I definitely don't want to free hit in 29 because it obviously gives you a confirmed extra player. So I would go Torres on that grounds. If not, though, if you want to keep your options open, 8 Nuri and Saliba definitely have the higher upside over the next 3. I'd be tempted by 8 Nuri, you know. I really would. He's not fully nailed, I will just say, but he's pretty nailed at the moment. Diogo Jota to Douglas Luiz or Burn to Moreno? Oh, it's a great question. I prefer Jota to Luiz, I think. At least Burn's got a fixture. And I don't even know if he'll start, but I think he will. Because obviously Arsenal are absolutely brilliant from set pieces. And I think they'll need all the height they can get. If they start Livramento and bench Burn, from open play, I think Livramento will do a better job of dealing with Bukayo Saka. But that makes them so much weaker from set pieces with the likes of Saliba and Gabriel. And we know, obviously, Joelinton's out. They probably wouldn't start Lascelles. So we're looking at, like, Fabian Schär's not bad in the air. Botman's okay, but they're not the tallest pair and they're not fantastic in the air. Outside of that, Isak and Wilson might not be... Like, you're looking at quite a short team, in all honesty. So I think they kind of need Burn from set pieces. So Burn will probably play. So he at least gives you a player on the bench, you know? Vicky says, I need to make one change to play 11. Okay. Porro for Saliba Reguilon or Richarlison for Saka? Okay, so you mean Porro to Saliba or Reguilon or Richarlison to Saka? Definitely bring Saka in. Richarlison to Saka. Absolutely. If you don't own Saka right now and you can get him in easily enough, I would go for it. Obviously, if it's going to require massive surgery, then maybe you just hope that he starts to slow down a bit, but it doesn't look overly likely at the moment. Harry says, I brought in Hwang for Richarlison to avoid the rise. Should have done KDB. Maybe. What are your thoughts on KDB this week and bringing in Son next week for him? I think if you can get away with playing KDB this week and he gets some minutes, it's probably worth keeping him because, as you say, I think Son in 27 for KDB is just better than any other player that you can bring in 26. So you're either going to then say, I'm not going to get Son in 27, which obviously changes your plan, or you're just going to go for one player for 1 week and then move to Son in 27 anyway. So yeah, I think if you're a KDB owner right now, you wait for a little bit to see if we get some team news. But I would be surprised if he starts. But we've seen it before where we are surprised. It's not easy to predict. Paul says, who to bench, Gordon or Taylor? I have 12 playing players. Definitely Taylor. Play the attacker. I know it's away. Gordon's not great away. I know Arsenal are brilliant defensively. But Gordon, if Isak doesn't play, is on penalties. And you just never know in games like this. With the way that Newcastle are defending, they've got to score goals. So I could see this being like, I don't know, like 4-1, 4-2 to Arsenal, definitely. So I would always play Gordon. Botman is 6'4". I know he is, but he's got to defend Saliba, Gabriel, Havertz. I mean, they've got a big old team, haven't they? Declan Rice, if he's not taking the set piece. So I think they'll want Burn on Saliba and probably Botman on Gabriel or something like that. I think they'll start Dan Burn, even though he's not been very good. That would be my guess. Ross, would you start Trippier or Taylor? Trippier. Let's be honest, like, Taylor's not a good player to have. Burnley are one of the worst defences in the league. He's got some of the worst open play goal threat as well, Taylor. Doesn't take set pieces. It's just, Taylor's not a great option. But in a week like this, if you have to play him, Crystal Palace are weak at the moment. They're missing Elise, Gahey and Eze. And you just never know in a single week. We've seen it before. He got us that 10-pointer against Sheffield United. But if you can get away with not playing him, then I would always go that way normally. What are your thoughts on Hwang getting the armband? Love it. Absolutely no issue with that at all. Absolute Marcus, you are teetering on the edge with your comments at the moment. Outrageous behaviour. Yeah, sorry. So for Hwang captain, I do like it. To be honest, I like Haaland, Saka, or Hwang. I'm less keen on Watkins. The reason I'm less keen on Watkins, I'll show you in a second. Nottingham Forest have been exceptionally good defensively recently. And whilst Aston Villa are still a good attack, I'm not sure I'd want to go captain there. So for me, it's probably Haaland, Saka, Hwang in that order, which is why you can see the vice on Saka at the moment. There is some temptation. If we get a leak that Haaland doesn't start, obviously, I'm like 80% sure it'll be on Saka and then about 20% on Hwang. Callum says, all right, Ross, buzzing for another deadline stream. Thank you, my man. I appreciate you being here. Already done Jota to Hwang. Nice. But I still have VVD and Darwin with 0 free transfers. Should I do a -4 to fill 10 or a -8? I'd do a -8. I'd get one of Saliba, Gabriel, 8 Nuri, Pau, Torres, Regular, one of those types of defenders in for VVD. And then if you don't own Solanke or Watkins, I would get whoever you don't own in for Darwin. Yeah, I'd take the -8. In a blank week, when you're getting players that also set you up for the future, it just makes sense to me. I'm never scared to take a hit in a blank game week. Especially like if they're either setting you up for the future, the player you're bringing in, or if they've got high upside. If they've got both, like bringing in someone like Ollie Watkins, not only good this week, but good for future weeks, it's a great transfer. So I'd always be willing to take hits. And then someone like a Hwang Hee-chan, the next 3 game weeks are brilliant. He could even play in game week 29 as well. What is the best wildcard 29 if I'm not free hit? Sorry, what is the best wildcard 26 if I'm not free hit 29? It's this one here. You'll have to pause the stream because I don't want to stand it for ages. That wildcard 26 is for those that are looking to not free hit in 29. So you can pause the screen, look at it, or you can go back and watch yesterday's video when I talk about it in more detail. But that's roughly what I'd be going with. XIX Torment has become a Rat Tier 1 member. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the family. Make sure you get added to the Discord so that you can attend our monthly Discord calls, which I enjoy very much. You look like Volkanovski. Are you related? No, but I get told that like 5 times every stream. Why is everyone loving Hwang instead of Neto? Let's have a little... Do you want to do a little comparison, chat? Let's go. Hub Analytics. We'll go... Hee-chan. It annoys me that this year, I mean, with Hwang, it makes sense because his surname is actually Hee-chan. I think Hwang's his first name. But for players like Virgil van Dijk and Diogo Jota, why have they started calling them like Virgil on the app? Like, what? It makes no sense. Like I say, for Hwang, it does make sense. But there's my little rant over. I'm always searching for players like Van Dijk and Jota, and I can never find them. And then I realise Neto. Do you know what? I haven't actually looked into home and away form. We could do that right now. So, by the way, there is a link down below in the description if you want to check out Fantasy Football Hub. It is an affiliate link, so I get like 20%. So I get like a couple of £1 if you sign up. There you go. It's a bit of transparency for you. So if you want to check out Fantasy Football Hub, you can get a 7-day free trial, I think, at the moment still, and you get 30% off. So it's a win-win situation. So if we go per 90, because they're both pretty nailed on to get 90 minutes, and if we just go custom, because I've created... By the way, little tip, I didn't know until I'd been using Fantasy Football Hub for like a year and I didn't realise. On Opta Stats, if you click on custom, you can customise the stats that you want. But if we look at non-penalty XG this season, you can see that Hwang's got better non-penalty expected goals, but then Neto has got better expected assists. They're very similar in terms of total numbers. So it's literally 0.45 versus 0.44. So their expected goal involvement is almost identical. But Hwang has the greater goal threat, whereas Neto has the greater assist threat. The other thing to note is that Hwang could be on penalties. And even if Sarabia is on penalties, Sarabia doesn't play 90 minutes. So once Sarabia comes off, Hwang will then be back on penalties. So we like him for that reason. If we look more recently, let's say just like in more recent game weeks, yeah, Hwang's goal threat's even better then. And Neto's goal threat has dropped slightly. So I just think Hwang's the greater goal threat. What about home versus... So they're playing at home this week. Let's see if there's a real... Okay, Hwang's actually slightly weaker at home. That's what you want to see when you've just brought him in. But yeah, Hwang's data... But they're both actually slightly weaker at home. It's probably just Wolves in general are better maybe on the counter-attack away from home. There's honestly... I think something I will say... I think in general, YouTube content and just content creators are kind of making the Neto versus Hwang sound like it's just obviously Hwang. And I don't think it is. I think there is definitely an argument to be had that Neto's as good of an option. So there we go. Sarabia is a fine pick. He just doesn't get close to 90 minutes. So like you're bringing him... It's a bit like Bailey. Like Bailey's a great pick, but you're not getting 90. And that's what put me off is that going into this period here, I know Basically, free transfers are going to be very, very valuable. You've only got like 3 or 4 now in the lead up to 29. I don't want to bring in players that I might have to take back out because they lose their place in the 11. And Hwang and Neto are just going to start every game for Wolves, unless they're obviously not fit. Richard says, should I risk selling Zinchenko for a -4 or hope he gets a point? He's the 11th player. Well, I wouldn't want to sell Zinchenko because he's close to being back and then he's got Sheffield United and Brentford. I'd maybe risk it. Because he's a nice player for the next couple after this. Mr. Meerkat Monster says, starting Cash and Estepinian, keep or sell one for a hit. I'd start and keep both. Also have De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva. Is that risky? I'm sweating. I think Bernardo Silva will start. I don't know that, but I think he will. De Bruyne is a risk, yeah. I would be very tempted to sell De Bruyne, but at the same time, if he starts, that's just such a horrible move you've made there. Let's wait and see if we get early team news. And a bit closer to the deadline, if we don't get team news, I'll update my thinking for you. But I think at the moment, I'd be tempted to bin him off. It's just who do you go to, you know? It really depends on your strat. But you could go for another Wolves midfielder. You could go for a Man United midfielder. I like Garnacho and Bruno Fernandes. They're fine. Could even take a punt on Rashford, considering Højlund's out for a few weeks. Rashford against Man City could even be a decent option. Yeah, I would be tempted. Charles says, good morning, Ross. Good morning, Charles. I'm at 59k with 12 playing. Brilliant. Bench Trippier, Gordon or Solanke? Definitely not Solanke. He's on pens. Would I bench Gordon or Trips? I'd bench Trips. I mean, Newcastle have got to concede. And I think Gordon's got slightly greater expected goal involvement than Trips. You're basically looking at who's more likely to get an attacking return out of the two. I think Gordon's the one. So I'd go Gordon. But I wouldn't be surprised if Trippier and Gordon both blank. If you told me Arsenal win 2-0, I'd be like, yeah, probably that's what they do. But I don't think a clean sheet's as locked in as it is in previous weeks. Khan says, I have 12 players out of which Estepinian and De Bruyne are 2. Okay, Estepinian is my third defender. Who do I start out of Garnacho, De Bruyne and Solanke? So you need to bench one of those. Definitely not Garnacho, because he's got the best fixture of the 3. It'd probably be De Bruyne at the moment, unless we get news he starts, in which case I would probably bench Solanke, which I don't love, but I don't think you can bench Garnacho with that fixture, and especially because Paolini is out as well. Wait for Hwang or Solanke if I can field 11 with 1. I don't understand the question. Wait for Hwang or Solanke if I can field 11 with 1. Are you saying who should you go for? Solanke long-term, Hwang this week? I don't really understand the question, sorry. Yeah, chat, there's obviously people that... I'm going to actually just mute this guy for a while, because there's people that just spam stuff in the chat, but they've got no source. If you've got a source for something, tell me what. Pickle tweet. Pickle tweet. Did you tweet? Oh, chat's telling me. Pickle's tweeting. Everyone gets really excited when you tweet.
Thank you, everyone. I forgot to say who my captain was, but I'm sure everyone can read the...
Yeah, I don't say who my captain is on there because they can just... Although then I feel bad because then people that are blind are partially sighted and then I'm like, oh, I should have said. And then I always forget. Oh, well.
Yeah,
I've got HP sauce. HP sauce? HP like Harry Panero sauce or HP as in like HP sauce? Fickle tweeted about your back muscles. There was a picture. Wouldn't be surprised. She's obsessed.
oh, what?
It's Marcus. It's just joking.
Oh, it sounded realistic.
You're like, did I tweet that by accident? Silly Joe's been a member for 5 months. Thank you. Oh dear. Thank you, Silly Joe. Is your team locked? No, definitely not. I think that Foden might be benched. I don't want to scaremonger. I don't. By the way, I definitely don't have any news. It's just a bit of a worry, bit of a feeling I've got. I've got a feeling Foden could be on the bench. At that stage, there is then a serious temptation to remove Foden because I've got a feeling Foden wouldn't even come on. There is the temptation to just bin because I'd want to sell Foden next week anyway. Foden to Bailey or Foden to Garnacho would be a temptation if Foden's benched. There's a chat for you. There's a chat for you question. There's a chat for you question. There's a question for you chat. If you own Foden and we get a leak that he's on the bench, not out the squad, but on the bench, would you sell Foden or would you keep him? Let me know. Let's assume it's for a hit as well. Would you sell Foden for a hit? if we get a leak that he's on the bench. Just let me know.
I'm getting PO1 things in my comments now. Like bots.
Oh, yeah. That's outrageous, aren't they? It's because you're famous. The more famous you are. Chai says sell. John Lee says keep. Shazam says keep. Marcus says retain. Very nice. Synonym there. Keep. Yeah. Okay. Do you know what? Should I just run a quick poll? I'm not, by the way, I don't want to scaremonger here. I don't have team news. I just like to base it's like a contingency plan, right? If Foden is leaked to bench, what would you do? I'm trying to make the question worded in such a way that if someone joins the stream and they see the poll, they're not going to think that Foden's benched. Sell for a -4. Keep and hope he gets mins. Sell for another -4. Keep and hope he gets mins. There you go. Especially for someone like me. I think if you've got someone on the bench, then maybe you can risk it. But there is, like, sometimes when Foden doesn't play, he just sits on the bench for the entire game, like he gets a full rest. I mean, that hasn't happened this season because I think he's only benched on like 1 or 2 occasions and he came on. But I think if they're gonna give him a benching, like, just give him a full rest. Unless obviously I suppose if they're struggling against Bournemouth, then he probably comes on. Mr. Martin says, I currently have 10 positions with a possible game time this game week. Would you go Darwin and Jota for Saka and Solanke -4? Yeah. Which puts Trippier, Solanke on the bench, or Jota to a cheap midfielder like Garnacho? Oh, definitely Darwin and Jota to Saka and Solanke, Mr. Martin. Definitely. No question about that. Okay. Why are you laughing at me? Giggling. Hey Ross, opinions on Rasmus' injury and possible replacements for United? It's Forson, apparently. I again know nothing about him, but this is the leak that Forson could be starting. Otherwise, it's just Rashi through the middle, Garnacho on the left, and then Anthony or Bruno on the right with Scott McSauce as the number 10. Could be.
Did you like my tweet?
I didn't actually see your tweet.
Oh.
I just got told you tweeted.
Oh, that's okay. At least got a new stream now. I haven't been on it yet.
It's outrageous. -8. Palmer, Gusto, Jota out. Hwang, 8, Nuri, Saka in. Perfect. Perfection. Moving on swiftly because it's a lovely set of 3 transfers. Phil with an F. Any defenders worth a -4 to have 11 starts? Yeah, any of them, really. Pau Torres, 8, Nuri. Saliba, Gabriel could all be worth it. You do need a clean sheet or an attacking return to pay back that hit. But again, as assuming it's a transfer which also serves you well for future weeks, great. If it's a 1-week transfer, like let's say a wildcarding in 27, I wouldn't take a -4 for a defender. But in the situation that it might help you moving forward as well, I'm a lot more tempted. Jay Saunders says, I've got a solid 11 playing, but only 4 confirmed for 29. Okay. Is it worth a -4 to Erdegaard if KDB Foden doesn't start? Don't plan to free hit 29, but do you know what? I'd go Erdegaard. There you go. I'd do Foden to Erdegaard if Foden doesn't start. I think I would actually do that. Sorry. So worth a -4 to Erdegaard if KDB Foden doesn't start. Don't plan to free hit, but happy to take some hits. Yeah, I think I probably would. If KDB doesn't start and Foden doesn't start, I would sell KDB first. The reason for that is KDB's carrying a knock, isn't he? Whereas Foden, as far as we know, isn't. So if one of them comes off the bench, it's more likely to be Foden than it is KDB. Oh, my camera's gone. Sorry, chat. That was very early on today. Just give it a little reset. Silly Joe says, hi Ross, got KDB, Foden, Hwang, Saka, Salah. Bench Salah this week. Would you be tempted to take a -4 for KDB this week if he is benched? Again, absolutely. I would be looking at Erdegaard, a Man United mid, or maybe Neto and doubling up on the Wolves mids. That is really weird that my camera broke down that quickly.
I feel like it's getting worse every time.
Yeah, I'm going to replace it. I know I said this last summer, chat, but I promise I actually will replace it. Why are you laughing?
Last season,
I know. I promised I would replace it last season, but I actually will this summer. There you go. I'm back. 6 months of the egg and pickle romance. Oh, and the fantasy football tips. How does they know it's our 6 months? Did you say something in chat? That's really sweet. It actually is our 6 months in like a week. Exactly a week, pretty much. That's very sweet that you somehow worked out that the 6 months. Stormzy sent me a voice note. Let me see if I can play it out loud. Out loud. He's probably watching the stream, to be fair. Out loud. Can I play? You never know with Storms. This could be a number of things. It could be insults. It could be a genuine question. It could just be him saying that HP stinks. It could be so many different things. Erdegaard or Gross? I'd go Erdegaard personally. Run a captaincy poll, please. Okay, I can do that. Yeah. By the way, most people are saying that they'd keep Foden if he's leaked to be benched. I wouldn't. I'm just going to go Erdegaard, I think. Because Erdegaard's a cheeky pick for next week. He's got Sheffield United. Yeah, I think I'll go Foden. I kind of want Foden to be benched so I can take the extra hit. Right. Start a poll. Captaincy. Game week 26 captaincy poll. Chat, who you captaining? I'm pretty sure. I think I'll just do Haaland, Saka, and Hwang as the top 3 options. But let me know. Just spam in the chat who you're captaining, and then I'll see if there's someone that's more popular than those 3. Saka, Haaland, Watkins. Is Watkins or Hwang going to be more popular? Watkins. Okay, Watkins is way more popular. Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to go just do the 4. I'm not going to have other as an option. And I'm sorry if your option isn't on there then, but I think they're the main 4 options. Some people are saying Tony, I know, so... Okay. I'm getting instructions here. I think I can play this out right. Sheffield United. Okay. Game week 26 captaincy poll. Haaland, Saka, Watkins, Hwang. Done. I just realised Haaland's the only one of the 4 that's playing away from home. There you go. Again, sorry if your option's not on there, but YouTube only allows you to have so many options. Right, what's Storm saying? Let's have a look.
Raptor, my brother. I'm locked in, as always. I beg you ask the deadline stream, yeah? You see this early team news thing, yeah? What is it? Is it only City? Only City and Liverpool? How come I would not get? No team news on like a fucking West Ham or a Wolves or a flipping Bournemouth or a Villa or a flipping or a United. Nah, I need some United. You know, just like what's the deal with that? I'm waiting for team news, but it seems like it's only City, innit? That we get.
Yeah, I'll answer that on the stream. Yes, basically the main 2 people that are really good for early team news are both have sources within the City ground, and they both know people over at Liverpool as well. That's basically it. I think there are other sources out there, but the ones that we know are super reliable. They know members of the Man City staff, and they also know people over at Liverpool. That's the reason. If you didn't see, by the way, let's give Storms a shout. You probably did because everyone went mental about it yesterday. But Stormzy created an FPL account. Here we go. He's already on 14,000. He's going to overtake me on followers soon. He's already on 14,600 followers. But there you go. There you go. There's Storms in the chat. You can click on that, drop him a follow. He'll be tweet. It's quite a. I never thought in a million years Stormzy would be joining FPL Twitter, but here we are. He's a nerd like the rest of us. In fact, he's probably a bigger nerd than most of us, in all honesty. There we go. Bro sends a lazy voice note and has it played for thousands of viewers. Yeah, I know. Bless him. I'm sorry. Right. Ross, why do you think it's maybe time to sell KDB because of the injury and minutes problem? I just think it's probably planning to sell him next week anyway. Like, a lot of people are probably lining up, I think, KDB to Son in 27 regardless. So if you're going to do it next week regardless, maybe just do it this week and bring in a different player. Obviously, you can't go to Son this week. It's a shame because I think if you could go to Son this week, let's say Son had a fixture, even if it was the Chelsea game, you'd probably just do KDB to Son. Walker leaks. I've got no idea about Walker. I've got no idea. I'd love to tell you. I'd love to tell you I do. In fact, I'd love to tell you he's benched. Really, is what I would love because he's doing my nutting. But I just need Ake to start. Please God, please God, let Ake start. Sell Trent for Powell, Senesi or Senesi. Still don't know. Or 8 Nuri. I don't know that I'd go for a Bournemouth defender this week. So I think it's Pau Torres if you're definitely not free hitting in 29. And if you're still a bit unsure about whether you're free hitting in 29, I would go for 8 Nuri. Stormzy is killing it this season with some neat differentials too. Yeah, he's like top 50k or like 52k at the moment. It's ridiculous. You missed my super chat. Sorry, my man. Let me go make sure I've answered all of the super chats. Jota to Bruno, then Bruno to Salah next week. 2 transfers to do that. I don't hate it. Yeah, maybe. I'd also be tempted to just keep... I suppose he's got City next week. Is Bruno that great of an option for 1 week? Maybe. I'm not completely convinced by that. Bruno's been playing a lot deeper recently. Solanke for Darwin for a -4. Wait till next week. Yeah, just get it done now, I think. Just get it done now. KDB or... oh my God. My voice went there. KDB or Foden for Hwang for a -8 if one is benched. Yeah, KDB for Hwang, I think. I've got 11 to play. Should I sell Jota Porro this week or Estepinian / Dubravka to Saliba / Areola this week for a hit? I've got 11 to play. I think sell Jota. I'd just sell Jota. I'm a bit confused by the question, but Jota's definitely the priority sell out of all of those players that you've listed. I transferred early Trippier, Jota and Darwin to 8 Nuri, Saka, Watkins for a -4. That looks perfection. I have Foden and KDB. Okay. Should I keep instead of taking another hit? I think if KDB's leaked to be on the bench, then I would sell KDB. Because there's not even a confirmation it will come on. Alex Moreno. Yeah, I think Alex Moreno is a fine option. I do think Luka Dean will take minutes off of him. The other concern with Aston Villa is that the Europa Conference League starts around game week 27, and their second leg of the round of 16, I think it is the midweek between 28 and 29. So if they struggle in the first leg and they need to play their strongest team in the second leg, you are probably going to have the likes of Moreno and Bailey starting against, is it Ajax they've got? Something like that in the round of 16. If that's the case, could you see Luka Dean and Diaby starting against West Ham in game week 29? Maybe. So I just worry a little bit with Moreno and Bailey about their minutes. Do Wolves blank in game week 29? We're not sure yet. For Wolves to have a fixture, Brighton need to beat Wolves in the Cup, and we need Leicester to beat Bournemouth. So if Wolves lose to Brighton, and if Leicester lose to Bournemouth, then actually Wolves will have a fixture. If either of these games don't go that way, then they will blank. So we don't know yet. We're going to find out next week, in the midweek between game week 26 and 27. As a Dutchman, I can guarantee you Villa won't struggle against this Ajax team. They've been having a mare, but they've got to just go all in for Europe. You never know. The thing is with Europe, it's just different. Same as FA Cup. Like, it's not a league. You don't have to perform well over a season. If you turn up for one game, start Charlie Taylor or Estepinian. Charlie Taylor. Sorry, the other way. Estepinian. Yeah, Estepinian. Start Solanke or Douglas Luiz. Oof, that's a question. I'd go Dougie, actually. I'd go Douglas Luiz there. Yeah, I would. The FA Cup fixtures are a pain in the arse. Can't really do with that. Could really do with that info now. Yeah, I agree. Is wildcard 29 mental? Yes. Sorry. Yeah, it is, because the teams that you would have to field 11 in 29 are not the teams you want moving forward. The teams that you would have to play... This is why you need to free hit a wildcard around here, because the teams that blank in 29 will be the teams that double in 34 and 37. So if you have a good team for 29... it inherently just means that you can't have also a good team for 34 and 37. So I don't think wildcard 29 makes sense. You'd either have to wildcard like 27 and then maybe even free hit in 29, or just wildcard in 30. Stormzy said last one. Okay. It's only a 12-second one this time.
Hey, Raptor, there's a brother in the chat, yeah, called Bacon Butty, yeah? And he just said, I don't like Stormzy, he's got a vile mouth. Tell him to suck his mum.
There you go, Bacon Butty. We're getting demonetized. That was a message for you, Bacon Butty, apparently. What do you think about Tony Captain? What do I think about Tony Captain? I don't mind it. West Ham are like third worst defence over the last 6, I think, for expected goals conceded. Tony's on pens. Tony's brilliant.
As Ariola owners, we're praying he blank.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. We're Ariola owners, but I'm not overly hopeful. Yeah, I don't mind it. I do think there are better captaincy options, though, for sure. Have 11 players. KDB to Erdegaard for -4 and nah. Only if we get confirmation KDB's benched. Otherwise, no. Infamous Drago has been a member for 23 months. Thank you, my man. I can field 11 today. Awesome. Including Estepinian and Taylor. That's fine. I'm thinking I'll swerve hit / Hwang and straight to another mid in 27, e.g. Jota to Son. What are your views on that? Well, you are leaving points on the table now because, let's be honest, for free, if you can do Jota to Hwang and start him instead of Taylor, that's a big upgrade. But you are also, like you say, you're saving the opportunity to just do a better move potentially in 27. I would move. If I had a free transfer, I'd go Hwang in and I'd bench Taylor. But that's just me. I'd just attack this week. I also don't mind your idea of rolling, though. J-Pup says, does Hwang still score more in the next 4 game weeks than anyone who doesn't blank in game week 29? This is the sort of thought process that I've had. This is why I think the likes of Gabriel are fine transfers. Let me explain what I mean by this. Let's say you need a defender to start every single game for the next 4. Gabriel's got Newcastle, Sheffield United, Brentford, and then blank. Reminder that he's the best defender in the league, FPL-wise, playing for the best defence in the league, right? Will Gabriel, with Newcastle, Sheffield United, and Brentford, only 3 fixtures, outscore Pau Torres with Forest, Luton, Spurs, and West Ham? Like, I could see him doing so, even with 1 less fixture. And you can kind of do the same thing for Hwang, right? Let's say Hwang does blank in 29, which we don't yet know. Will Hwang against Sheffield United, Newcastle and Fulham outscore like a Bailey or Douglas Luiz against, again, Forest, Luton, Spurs, West Ham? Sometimes just having an extra fixture is good, but also sometimes if they're not as great of a player, then just go for the other player. If it means fielding slightly less than 29, but you get more points now, I'd be tempted. So, yeah, I kind of feel like Hwang could, potentially. And again, Hwang might have a fixture in Game Week 29 as well. Everyone's enjoying Stormzy's insult of bacon butty. Oh, God. I told you, it's a roll of the dice as to what you're going to get in those voice notes. Luiz or Bailey, in your opinion? I prefer Bailey, but that's the way I play FPL. But Douglas Luiz is definitely the safer option, and he's on pens. Wolves aren't playing in 29. Stop being delusional. I actually don't think it's delusional. Do you think Brighton will beat Wolves? Your answer to that should be yes. So what you're saying is, you think there is no chance that Leicester beat Bournemouth? Now, did they beat Leeds? No. But they should have. And I think they could comfortably beat Bournemouth on their day. You know? So I would say there is still a chance that Wolves play in 29. Wolves can beat Brighton. What are you even on? I didn't say Wolves can't beat Brighton. I said, would you expect Brighton to beat Wolves? Yes. You think Wolves beat Brighton? Okay, fair then. If you think that's the case, then again they wouldn't play. I'm just saying that I think Brighton will go into that as favourites. Yeah. Again, you need 2 fixtures to go your way, which is obviously the thing that makes it more unlikely than likely. Garnacho or KDB? I don't really understand. Is it bringing Garnacho for KDB? Is it start 1? Garnacho this week, considering minutes risk, is probably the slightly better option. Would you captain KDB over Haaland? No. Too much worries about his fitness. I would be taking out Pau Torres against Forest if I was you, Raptor. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that. As much as you can advise that, I will not be doing that. Do you have any KDB news yet? Nothing yet. I know that you travelled with a squad, by the way, because FPL Tommy Gun. Let me just show you this. We know KDB's travelled. Sorry, I probably should have shared that because I've now remembered that not everyone's on Twitter. FPL Tommy Gun. Here we go. So this is a video that he took. I'll just leave that playing for you. He lives in Bournemouth, so he's done this before for us with Arsenal as well. He basically just went and filmed the team arriving at their hotel, I think it is. And yeah. Or it might be actually in Manchester. I don't know. Oh no, he's arrived in Baltimore. Yeah. So I think it's arriving at their team hotel, and KDB's there. As are most of the players. There's no one missing there that of note. You can see Ake in there as well. Likes of Akanji in there. Rodri's there as well. Like all of the key players were arriving with the team. But the key thing being that KDB has travelled with the squad. The thing is, Pep told us that KDB was travelling with the squad. So I told you, Pep doesn't lie, really. KDB is there. It's just whether he's fit enough to start and if they want to risk him. There he is. There's the man. So confirmation KDB's there. Foden's also there. So maybe positive news, but hopefully we get some actual leaks for you. Would you do Walker to Gabriel for a free hit? Do you mean on your free hit or for a free transfer? I wouldn't make that transfer, no, not this week, unless we get a leak that Walker's not starting. On the free hit, I would still probably slightly prefer Walker to Gabriel, but I'm not sure that I'd have either. Maybe I'd have Maybe I would have Gabriel, but that's more like a safety blanket, just knowing how highly owned the Arsenal defenders are. And if they do keep a clean sheet, you're not great. Was he limping? Don't spread rumours, Claudette. Maybe. Maybe he was. Whom would you sell from Palmer, Richarlison, KDB and Foden? Palmer, Richarlison, KDB, Foden. Oof, that's a great question. I wouldn't sell Richarlison or Foden. It would be one of Palmer or KDB. Probably KDB if we get a leak that he's not starting again. Why are people not captaining Watkins? Same reasons as... let me actually show you the defence data for Forest is the reason I'm not. But he's not on pens and he's not on set pieces. And I know he's done incredibly well this year not having either of those. So that kind of point is a bit moot. But in a single week, I just want all of the opportunities to get points. And when you know a player's on pens, it just adds an extra possibility for a return. As we've seen with, obviously, Saka recently as well. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you the defensive data for Forest. Let me just refresh this. So if we go teams, and then if we go expected goals conceded, and we go over the last 6, and then flip it to the best defences, Forest are the second best defence in the league over the last 6. It's going highly under the radar. They've actually, in 6 games, they've conceded 5.3 XGC. Fixtures-wise, they've had some easy fixtures, but it's not been like a perfect run. Who's a Forest player? I can just type in Awonyi. So they've played West Ham, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Brentford. I mean, actually, that's a horrible run of fixtures, really, from a defensive perspective. These are all pretty good attacks, apart from West Ham. But look at the XGC. They're doing really, really well, Nottingham Forest. I would actually go as far as saying could be a decent pickup for a defender this week, given that they've got a decent chance of playing in 29. Yeah, second best defence in the league. If we have a look, though, at their away form this year, it's not as good as their home form, obviously. We should actually tell a lie. They're 8th for expected goals conceded this season. What about at home? They're the 4th best defence. Forest are just a good defence, you know. They're just good. Look at this. They're now up to 6th for expected goals conceded this season. It's not a good fixture anymore to target Nottingham Forest. They've actually been defending really, really well. Maybe we're overlooking Forest defenders, having looked at that. But that's why I wouldn't... It's one of the reasons that put me off Bailey this week. And it also put me off captaining Watkins as well. Don't focus on XG too much. I don't really get that comment, though. Because, what metric are you expecting me to sit here and judge the Forest defence on them? I don't know what I'm judging them on. Because I can sit here and say, based on the way they look, but then that doesn't mean anything to you. I do understand, though, that their keeper situation isn't ideal. All right? That's something to be discussed, is that they don't have a particularly great keeper. Forest are getting pumped today. They might do, to be fair. They might do. Number of goals conceded. Well, then what is the point of me saying it? If you're just going to go and bring in defenders in based on how many goals they've conceded, you don't need me to sit here and tell you that. You can Google that yourself. Interpreting the XG data is kind of what I'm here for, I guess. Looks like Red Bull will dominate 2024. It does, sadly, doesn't it? Yeah, Verstappen's just a monster. I test merchants in the chat with 2 million rank in full swing. Spin the Wahil, Ross. What do you want me to spin the Wahil for? What do we want to see today? Talk to me. What would be useful for you? What about the wheel would be useful? You're here solely for vibes. Facts, to be fair. Facts. I'm going to mute myself whilst I swig so that you don't have to listen to me. There you go. Got a bit of a pet hate about people that gulp and swallow down the mic. You'll see if I swallow, I do this. You know, you just get some, like, there are some YouTubers I genuinely can't watch because they're like, down the mic as they're talking. I'm just like, that is just absolutely gross. Just get in the bin. Stop that. Not going to name names, but just stop tutting and swallowing down the mic. What transfers are you going to make? I've already brought in Solanke and Hwang for Darwin and Jota. So I've already taken a -4. You have issues. Thanks, Frosty. I appreciate you. Your gold badge looks magnificent next to your name, by the way. Ross, I think you missed my super chat. Oh, sorry, Dan. Let me have a check. I did. Yes, I did. Bench Gordon, Solanke, KDB, assuming KDB is benched. If KDB's benched, KDB. If KDB starts, Gordon, probably. Shaunak says, unpopular take, Alanga over... God, that siren's loud. I think the feds are out to get me because I sold Darwin. Do you know what? I was approached... Sorry, my ADHD kicked in there, but little story for you. So I teach for a living. I'm a lecturer. And I was approached on campus by one of my students that watches my videos. And he just said, hello. Was like a little bit nice. I said, I watched my videos. And then he just went, you need to sell Darwin. And I was like, rude. This was the other week before the double game week. I think he knew something I didn't. But he was like, you've had Darwin for too long. It's ruining your season. So not only do I get abused for my Darwin love online, I always get abused for it in person. Anyway, Shaunak says, Alanga over Neto Hwang, hear me out. Forest are the best counter-attacks. Yeah, they are better at the counter-attack game. They play Villa and Liverpool in the next few, I assume that is. Also, a chance of game week 29 against Luton as they play Man United in the Cup. What do you think? It's difficult to argue against that. Yeah. No, I like it. This is the sort of out-of-the-box thinking. If you're correct and you bring in Alanga... and he does better than the likes of Neto and Hwang, you're genuinely laughing. So go for it. I like it. Chris says, afternoon, brother. Any latest news today? I've not seen anything yet, Chris. We'll wait and see. I'd be surprised if we get anything in the next sort of 20, 30 minutes. I reckon it'll be more like 1 p.m. we'll start to get stuff filtering in. Why Hwang over Ødegaard? Just a bit of a feeling I've got. I might bring in Ødegaard this week. If Foden's leaked to be on the bench, which I don't know, by the way, but if he is, I would bring in Ødegaard for Foden, I think. Yeah, I think I would. It's a bit risky. It's another -4. But I would fancy Ødegaard with 90 minutes against Newcastle to outscore Foden for 20 minutes off the bench. Whom would you sell from... I did that one. What was next? Look at XG against table since January the 1st for Forest. I can do. Yeah, why? They're a lot better in the last... I think I looked over the last 6, which is pretty much then. They've been very, very good. They're like the second best defence in the league. Jota to Hwang -4 can still field DJ to Son next week. I was like, who's DJ? Diogo Jota, nice. Yeah, Jota to Hwang -4. Yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I would. Do you know what? If you've got Jota, just get rid of him this week, I think. I understand the temptation to roll and then do Son next week, but... Hey, Ross, why did you go Hwang over Ødegaard? As I just said, I just think, for me, I've just got a bit of a feeling about Hwang. I also think that he's likely to be involved in a higher quantity of Wolves goals than Ødegaard. Sometimes with Arsenal, the goals are so spread out. You can see them win 5-0 and Ødegaard gets 1 assist. Or Saka gets 1 goal. If you tell me Wolves win 3-0 today, I would be flabbergasted. Great word there. If Hwang isn't involved in at least 1 or 2 of them. They're going to win 3-0 and Hwang is going to blank. I can feel that coming now. At least he'll get a clean sheet point. My super chat about Forest defence was just before you started talking about it. Oh my God, there you go, Jacob. Very nice. I'm glad someone else spotted it alongside me then. J-Pups says, 0.1 in the bank and dead ending into 29. Is Gusto to Maguire worth it to field an 11 or roll to save a hit down the road? No, I'd field the 11, but I'm not sure about Maguire. I'd be much more tempted by 8 Nuri or Pau Torres. Oh, you're dead ending it. Yeah, so Pau Torres, if you've not got him. 8 Nuri could be decent. Even Reguilon, if you can get away with benching him in 27 and 28, could be good. I'm less keen on Maguire. Hi, Ross. I have Gabriel, Saliba, Moreno, and Cash and Estepinian on the bench. Should I play KDB or Estepinian? or take KDB out for a hit. So 12 playing, but not sure for KDB. Yeah, KDB out for a Hwang, I think, makes sense. And then bench probably Estu. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it's worth it. But again, only if we get the leak. If we don't get the leak, then maybe you leave it. Somebody tell Eric it should be Garnacho, Rashford, and Ahmad for Fulham. Yeah, I'd love to see him get minutes, Josh. I agree with you. It'd be beautiful. But there's clearly something going on where he just doesn't fancy Ahmad. Which is a shame. -8 for Concert to 8 Nuri gives me 11. What are your thoughts? I wouldn't sell Conser. I think he'll be back for game week 29 and you probably want him then. And if you're free hitting in 29, yes. If you're not free hitting in 29, no. JM says your content is epic. You are a legend, Jay. Thank you. Complicated question. It will cost me 12 points over the next 3 game weeks to field 10 game week 29 players. Is that worth it, as it will leave me with bench boost, free hit, and wildcard to smash the final 9 game weeks of the season, or am I being silly? That is exactly my plan, Jay. I'm going to take a -4 this week, maybe even a -8. I'll take a -4 in 28, and I'm going to take a -4 in game week 29. So I will also be fielding 10 or 11 players in 29 for 12 points of hits. So yeah, I don't think you've been silly at all. Is there a blank in 29? I know, Marcus. I've just been talking about it constantly. It's so annoying. Everything I say has to revolve around 29. And I know that's frustrating, but that's just the way that FPL is. You've just got to plan ahead like that. No Bowen love this week. You said that to me. Pickle, Mrs. FPL Raptor said that to me this morning. Maybe Bowen's a shout if Foden's benched. Rather than Erdegaard, gives you an extra player in 29. Paqueta could be back this week, if not next week. Yeah. Do you know what, Frosty? True. I should probably consider... why is his name slipped out of my mind? Bowen a little bit more. I wouldn't be going Kudus. Kudus' data is just so bad. Kelleher benched. I know. It's a risky play benching the Liverpool goalkeeper, but we'll see what happens. Bowen / Kudus and a -4 for game week 29 or Hwang and a -8 in 29. So the question is, does Hwang outscore Bowen and Kudus by 4 points over the next 3 game weeks? Yes, I do think he does. So yeah, I'd go Hwang. That's the reason that I've done it anyway. I'm between Bailey and Bowen for Jota. Europa Conference League's putting me off Bailey, Frosty, so I'd go Bowen maybe, you know. Bowen is my transfer. Yeah?
I'd get Bowen.
Let me ask you this, though, because you've got triple Arsenal. If you could get Erdegaard, would you prefer Erdegaard? You'd still go Bowen?
Yeah, because I'm not free hitting in 29.
True. Think you should stick the bench boost on? Yeah, could do. Someone's going to accidentally activate the bench boost this week. And it's going to be painful for them. 4 to 5.5 million pound defender for VVD. I took that -4. For VVD, Pau Torres 8, Nuri, Reguilon, not Saliba, can't afford it. Gabriel. Depends on what your strategy is. Really does. If you need a player in 29, Pau Torres. If you don't, I would go Gabriel or 8 Nuri. Or even a Kilman or a Dawson could be fine as well. Are you planning on Salah next week? No, I'm not. Because I'm not free hitting in 29. And Salah will... Unless Liverpool lose to Southampton, which is possible. Actually, if Liverpool lose to Southampton, I'd wildcard in game week 27. Because all of a sudden, you're looking at Liverpool having an okay run of fixtures, but not blanking in 29. So I would want triple Liverpool back in my team. I'd get Darwin back, I'd get Salah, and I'd probably get Van Dijk. Because you're looking at, like I said, one of the best teams in the league without any blanks coming up. But Liverpool should beat Southampton, so I don't think so. Is this a free hit? Oh, thank you. My ego has just been filled. When someone asks if your team is a free hit and it's not, it's nice. Yes, this is not a free hit.
Why would you take rid of free hit?
Can you stop insulting my free hit, please? Anthony has a birthday today. Time to triple captain him. I would rather eat poo live on stream than have Anthony in my team, let alone captain him. I don't even think Anthony will start today. I think it could be Bruno on the right. If he doesn't play, force him through the middle and then Rashi or Garnacho on the right, Rashi on the left. Liverpool are losing up the Saints. That would be just an absolute spanner in the works if Liverpool do. Maybe I wouldn't have the wild card. Because I've got Kelleher and Alisson's out for a little bit. I could maybe find a way to switch the funds. It's tough though, isn't it? Let me have a look, because really, I could get away with just having Salah and Kelleher for a little bit. Let me... Oh, I've got a lot of money, like 7.1 in the bank.
Yeah, I could do Foden to Salah.
That's what I was looking
for
at.
free.
Yeah, Foden to Salah for free. Maybe I wouldn't, but that's assuming that that's the only cup upset. Let's say that Manchester United lose to Forest, and then Manchester United have Sheffield United at home in 29. But then maybe I'll just free hit in 29. Maybe I wouldn't commit to a wild card, but I would certainly commit to either wild card 27 or free hit 29 if there are a lot of cup upsets. I think that's almost definite. I'm so excited for the FA Cup 5th round. I've never felt so excited for an FA Cup series of games. I'm just so excited to see what happens with the fixtures. I'm more excited for the FA Cup 5th round than I am for GameWeek 26. By the way, if you are enjoying today's stream, we're almost at 1,000 likes. We're only 200 off. So if you are enjoying the stream, make sure to like. And if you've not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please consider doing so. Do you think Forsen will start on the right? Okay, so Rashi through the middle then. I'd like to see Forsen through the middle, in all honesty. Just because I don't like Rashford through the middle.
Yeah, he literally hates playing through the middle.
Yeah. Tony says, "Are you ready?" Did he actually? Let's have a look.
Oh, God.
Yes, Tony.
I'm scared.
Get us the news. Make me take out. Go on, make me take out Foden for a hit for Odegaard. Do it. I think I would. I'd just attack.
Fair enough.
Or would I do Bowen?
Oh, no.
Would I do Bowen or Odegaard?
I would personally do Bowen, but obviously I can't get Odegaard anyway. But it's obviously having Odegaard and Saka for Sheffield United.
Who's Bowen got next week? It is Everton, isn't it? I'm asking my girlfriend, who knows. She's not even on her phone. She just knows the fixtures better than I do. She's planned that much.
Let me see.
Sorry, I got confused. Yeah, I'd have to think about Tony versus Bowen. I could even go for a Bailey or a Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, Everton away.
Everton away. So you could.
Yes, Everton away.
So we would bench Bowen next week.
I thought, isn't Bowen better away from home?
Yeah, maybe. Everton are very good though defensively, aren't they? Right. So Tony said, "Are you ready?" Which means we're probably getting something. So we'll see what happens. Pickle is better than Raptor. It's not even like yes. Brentford, Everton, Burnley, Villa. Yeah, they're a nice run of fixtures, aren't they, Frosty? With Paqueta back as well. Oh, okay. Sigva, sorry, I don't know pronounce your name. Yeah, I would do Solanke next week and do Hwang this week. If you can like stagger your transfers and you don't need Solanke this week, if you can field 11 without, there's no need to bring in Solanke this week. I think it's just for those of us that couldn't field 11 without bringing in a forward, might as well just do the Solanke transfer this week. I'm not expecting anything from Solanke.
Yeah, no, since we need him next week.
In fact, I would prefer to not have anything from Solanke because I've got Ake.
Can't relate.
Late Bowen propaganda. I know. Kind of feeling it a little bit. Bowen's recent form has fallen off. Yeah, it has, but Paqueta's been out. And he's still a talented boy. You know? Would you sell Estepinian for a -4? Nah. Wouldn't happen. Not for me. Ross, would you mind making a free hit team right now? I'll flash it up on the screen just so that you can see it. You can pause it yourself and then look at it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because not many people are free hitting. But there you go. There's a free hit and a wildcard draft. If you're doing either of them, just pause the stream, look at it, and then you can go from there. Is a captaincy on Foden a stupid gamble? If we don't get confirmation he starts, yes. If he's starting, no, it's not a horrible gamble at all. We saw him score 3 against Brentford away recently. It does depend, though. If he's on the right, I just don't really love him on the right. So I'm going to bring in Bowen, and you'll copy me, and everyone will accuse me of copying you. You're such a copycat, Frosty. God. My ears procked when you said you'd flash it up on the screen. I'll flash you up on the screen, Marcus. His name is pronounced Paquetá. I said that in my video, and then 3 people commented saying, like, why are you butchering his name? I said Paquetá, and everyone was like, Paquetá? So I don't know. I'll just go, I'm going to call him Lucas. Hi, Roshi, missed my super chat. Let me check. Thoughts on KB to Hwang for free? Great. Come top 100 or United win the league this season? I'm not falling into the trap of answering this. I would rather finish top 100. It's facts. This is my job, my career, hopefully. And also something that is directly relevant to me. So I would pick top 100. And I don't want all of those people on their moral high ground be like, you can't say that, you've got to. No. Don't care. I'd rather finish top 100. I think there are a lot of people out there that agree with me but wouldn't be willing to say it in front of thousands of people as well. That's the fact. KDB to Hwang for a -4 or risk playing KDB. I'm hoping we get a team. I think we're going to get a leak, so I'm going to say wait on that. But I like KDB to Hwang for a -4 if KDB doesn't start. Hi Ross, got Neto in for Jota. Nice. I'm taking a hit for either Luis for Luis Diaz to either Hwang or Bowen. Who should I pick? And is Saka a good captaincy pick? I like Saka as a captaincy pick, absolutely. If you're definitely not free hitting in 29, then I would go Bowen. If you're still unsure, maybe just go for Hwang for the upside now. Any news on Mikalenko? That's such a unique... I don't have any news on Mikalenko, sorry. Why Hwang over Neto? We spoke about this. He's basically just he's got greater goal threat. Neto's got greater assist threat. I would rather bring in the player that's scoring goals than assisting. That's it, really. I'm not saying Neto can't score goals, by the way. Apologies, he definitely will. You're pronouncing it much closer to Brazilian than every other FPL dude, so keep it up. Okay, that's good. Dallo or Estepinian for a -4, save me a coin flip. You're bringing in one of them. Dallo, definitely. I wouldn't bring in Estepinian now. If you have him, you keep him, but I wouldn't be looking to bring him in. Hey Ross, Neto versus Gross. I'd say Neto for me. Do you know what? Let me bring up this. This would be helpful for you, I think, chat. This is my opinion on the ordering of the best midfielders at the moment from yesterday's video. I'd be looking at something like that. Maybe I'd have Bowen slightly higher now, thinking about it. Maybe Bailey slightly lower. I think I'd maybe switch Bowen and Bailey. I've gone off Bailey throughout the week, sadly. I just think his minutes are just not going to be great enough with the... I just didn't consider the Europa Conference League, in all honesty. So I'd probably put Bowen in 5th now. I mean, I wouldn't mind keeping Bradley, to be honest. Bradley's almost definitely going to play in 27 now, given that Trent is going to be out until the end of March. Need a Virgil replacement. Any suggestions for a -4? 8 Nuri or Dawson are fine this week if you're looking for a high upside. Pau Torres or Reguilon are good longer term if you're looking for a player that plays in 29. It really depends what you're after. And again, Saliba and Gabriel are still excellent options too. If Ake doesn't start, will you take a -4? That's a great question. Yeah, I would. If Ake doesn't start... Ooh, if Ake doesn't start, what am I doing? Saliba? Or... Reguilon? I could get away with Reguilon, maybe. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it. I'm just thinking Ake's gonna start. But maybe I should think about that a little bit more. Could bring in a West Ham defender. That feels like an awful idea, doubling up on the West Ham defence at the moment. Yeah, maybe I do just go for a Wolves defender. Yeah, maybe 8 Nuri comes in for me. I probably would do that. Then I would definitely be hoping that Wolves-Bournemouth goes ahead in 29. You just said a Forest defender. I did. I just don't like their fixtures over the next 3, particularly. They've got really tricky fixtures, actually, haven't they? I think. Is Murillo nailed on at the moment? Yeah. So it'd probably be someone like Murillo. Yeah, like those next 3 are really not great. Villa, Liverpool, Brighton. The fixture in 29 is, and then after that is fine, but I'd be looking to wildcard in 31 anyway. So I might own a Forest defender on my wildcard, by the way. But yeah, I'm not convinced by those next 3, sadly, despite him being a very good defence. You just said Forest were great last 6 against good attacks, though. I did, but I equally don't really want to play a Forest defender against like Liverpool. That doesn't feel great to me. I think I'd go 8 Nuri, I think. So this is my plan. If Ake's benched, I'm bringing 8 Nuri for Ake. If Foden's benched, I'm bringing in either Erdegaard or Bowen. And if Haaland's benched, I'm keeping Haaland, but switching the captaincy to Saka. Yeah. FPL Bateman says Taylor starts. Where do you see that, Marcus? Is that on Twitter? Let me have a look. See if I can find it. Where have we seen? Or are you just guessing? I hope Taylor starts. That would be nice. I haven't got any Charlie Taylor news yet, but we'll see. Maybe we do. Oh, here we go. Marcus has sent it across. Oh, okay. This looks promising. I mean, I can't confirm the source. I never doubt you, Marcus. I never doubt you. I would never doubt you, you know? Let me bring it up here. The Burnley way. Here we go. They look semi-legit. They've got some followers. Chaz T back in the lineup. There we go. I mean, I can't confirm the legitimacy of the source. Let me retweet it just in case. Just can't confirm the legitimacy of the source, but thought I would share anyway. And then I'll give Marcus a little shout out. Thanks to Bateman for spotting. Yeah. There you go. Suppose I should like my girlfriend sweet, really, shouldn't I? It's the least I can do. Right. Bang. Bang. I think, actually, isn't the Pickle, a.k.a. Mrs. Raptor, almost at 5k? She is. 24 followers off 5k. It would be rude not to. Like her tweet and go follow her. She's almost at 5k. I'm gonna refresh her Twitter in 30 seconds, and it's gonna say 5k. Well, I don't know that it will. I trust the chat. I think the chat will pull through for you. Blame, yeah. Let's just blame Marcus if not. She should have a follow just for the pickle picture. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Tweeting me before pickle. You love to see it. Priorities. I know where my priorities are. Don't worry. Man City team news. Nothing yet, sadly, but we will get it. I'm pretty sure Tony will pull through for us. There you go. You're well over 5k now.
Aw, thank you.
You're famous. Some would say famous. Missed my super chat. Oh, sorry, mate. Let me go find that for you. Okay, here we go. Greg says Dallo or... Oh, no, I did that one. Alex says Estepinian makes 11. Hit to get Saliba or question mark. Sounds like Mrs. Raptor's in a swimming pool in there. Hit to get Saliba or... No, I'd leave it. I'd leave it. Unless we get a leak that S2 doesn't start, I'd leave it. Not using my free hit in 29. Okay. I have one player on the bench, but it's Livramento. If we got news Ake was benched, would you get a Villa defender for a -4? If so, who? Yes, I would, and it would be Pau Torres, Dave. Apparently that Taylor stuff ain't confirmed. Is it not? He's not saying... He's saying that's what he wants. Well, then why would he tweet that? It's a bit of a weird thing to tweet. Oh, well. I thought I'd share it anyway. It's up to you to decide how legitimate you think it is. Thoughts on a cheeky Tony captaincy? Again, I don't hate it. I do think there are better captains this week, but it's certainly one where you could imagine him still doing quite well. Come on, Tony. Pull through for us. Pull through. You can do this. Branthwaite to Regulon, Powell this week for a hit. No. Nah. No, I wouldn't do that for a hit, no. You never know with Branthwaite. Even if it doesn't get a clean sheet, could get you an attacking return. Clean sheet's not out of the question as well. So, yeah, I'd keep Branthwaite. Unless he's injured or something, I don't know. Is Branthwaite injured? Who knows? What to do if KDB is benched, already taken a -4? If KDB's benched, I'd take another -4. I would. I'd get him out. Because you're going to want to sell him next week anyway. There's the upside this week. Marcus, you're toying with my emotions here. Do you think Doku is going to start? No idea. I can bring up Alex's prediction. That might be helpful for some of you. Let me go get that. Alex has been pretty good. I like Alex. He's a good guy. I'm just giving loads of people shout-outs at the moment. But Alex is... yeah, feel free to give Alex a follow. He does like Man City predictions. You can see that his average is 9.29 out of 11. So he's not getting 11 every week because it's very difficult to, but he's very good at predicting. He's got Doku starting. He's got Doku at 80% likelihood to start. So this is his predicted 11. I would tend to agree. It's roughly what I would predict. But I also do think we could see a couple more surprises in there. Just because they've played so many games recently. That's all of the percentages for the players. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It's a bit small. But yeah, looks pretty good. Looks good as an Ake owner, hopefully. Bro, what are your thoughts on Garnacho captain, please? Not without Højlund, I wouldn't risk it. We're just not as good without Højlund in the team. Why don't people use the free hit for 29? Will be a double game week in some of the 30s game weeks. Yeah, we've got a double game week confirmed in 34 and 37. So I think people are looking to use it in one of those two. Would you go for Moreno or Pau Torres? It depends what sort of manager you are. Moreno's not going to start every game for Villa. He's just not. I think unless Luka Dean gets injured again, he'll start one at some point. He could even start more than that. Pau Torres, as long as he's fit, has to start every game. So it really depends what manager you are. I'm thinking more about minutes at the moment. That's why I went for Hwang over Bailey. I just wanted to secure some minutes in my team. So Pau Torres is definitely the more nailed. Best transfer for Pinnock. Spoke about this loads on the stream. It really depends what your strategy is. Pau Torres, Reguilon if you need a player in 29. If you don't, then I think you can go for someone like a Saliba, Gabriel, 8 Nuri, Dawson, any of the above. You think Bob will start over Doku? I think Bob could start. It could even be over a Foden, potentially. Ross, what's the inspiration behind the name Raptor? I was really enjoying NBA during lockdown. And I support Toronto Raptors. Very casually, but apparently Tony's tweeted. Oh, he's going to leak it one at a time like an absolute... Okay, we're going to get it one at a time, probably starting with the players we don't really care for, but Ruben Diaz starts. Doesn't affect us at all. He's probably starting in right centre-back. Could be left centre-back, potentially. Could mean Akanji or Ake are benched. Okay, we'll just keep an eye on Tony's page then. We'll see what he says. Frosty, you're doing a fantastic job at updating me. You can just let me know next time he tweets. That'd be great. Thank you. One at a time is fine. These guys have to drive engagement. Otherwise, what's the point for them? It'd be nice if they do like 2 at a time. Give us like 1 attacker, 1 defender, you know? I do get it, though. It makes sense. It makes sense. They want the followers from it, I guess. Hwang or Gross? Hwang for me still. You trust Frosty, but not me. Sad. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. Does one have Brighton leaks? Not at the moment, no. Gross or Adingra? Still Pascal Gross for me. Pens, good data. Nailed on. Adingra is pretty nailed, by the way, but it's not fully nailed. What's team news? The only team news we've got is that Diaz starts. I'll show you. We're looking at Tony's Twitter. Tony seems to be getting some pretty good leaks. I think Main Road might get some as well. They seem to be sharing them a bit at the moment. So it might be that they bounced back and forth last week. I think they get the team news together. They confirm that they've both got it correct and they both tweet one at a time. So it might be that we get both of them tweeting the team news. But we'll see. Tony's been the only one tweeting so far, and he just said Diaz starts. So yeah, it's going to be a long one. So to confirm, if Ake starts, I'm obviously not moving on. If he's benched, I think I would move to 8 Nuri and just really attack this fixture. If Foden's benched, I think I'd go Erdegaard or Bowen. Any Aston Villa team leaks? Nothing yet, no. Nothing yet at the moment. Just jumped on. Did someone say Tony was not starting? No, I didn't hear that. Why not Saliba? I could go Saliba. I might go Erdegaard, though. Villa are normally quite tight with leaks, aren't they? They sometimes, yeah. I've seen some leaks, though, sometimes around Bailey and stuff, so we might get leaks. You just never know these days. It is a bit of a shame that we get leaks, you know? I think it would be a lot more fun if we didn't, but at the same time, like what we expect, if we're going to get leaks, that's the game you got to play. I would agree that it'd be lovely if we didn't get team leaks because that's more fun. Because I feel like there's a lot less skill involved if we're getting team leaks. The skill is in predicting minutes, right? If you predict the minutes correctly, you should be rewarded. Now we don't even have to predict the minutes; we just wait for team news. So I agree. I'm not someone that loves leaks, by the way, but if we're going to get them, we're going to get them. Russell says only 2 Villa and Doughty at the moment. Wildcard 29. Wildcard 29? I don't like that. Jota Eze to Bowen, Douglas Luiz, or Hwang. One of the above, or Neto/Hwang. Oh, God, I don't understand these messages when they come in like this. Villa West Ham fixtures okay and be a -8 for 9 players. I'd be looking at Hwang and Bowen out of all of those options. I don't know if that answers your question at all, but hopefully it does. Thanks for the insight, Dr. Eggman. Pickle hit 5k, by the way. She did, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is Senesi better than Pau Torres over the next 4 game weeks? Plays Man City, but has a great double and could play in 29. I already have Porro, Saliba, Doughty, and Reguilon. I do think so, but I wouldn't move this week. I'll be moving in future weeks if you want to move. But I agree that in combination with the fixtures he's got coming up, Senesi could potentially outscore Pau Torres. But if he doesn't have the fixture in 29, and he probably gets close to 0 points in this week, maybe not still. Even with obviously the double and Sheffield United. It's tough. It really is. If he gets the fixture in 29, you'd have to say, yeah, absolutely. Estepinian, Trippier, Gabriel, Ake, who to bench? Do you have to bench 1 or 2 of them? In order of who I'd start, Ake, Gabriel, Estu, Trippier. Chris says, love your content, Ross. My son and I just broke the top 100k. That is brilliant work, Chris. With your help. Glad to hear it. It's our first season. We've gone Saka captain as a spicy pick today. Love it. Newcastle have been the worst defence in the league over the last 6 or 8 game weeks. Arsenal have been brilliant. I don't mind that at all. Really don't mind that. Trina says, hey Ross, would you swap KDB for Gross, Gordon or Hwang? Got Saka, Douglas Luiz, Foden, KDB currently. Wouldn't be Gordon. It would be probably Gross or Hwang for me, and I think I would favour Hwang. Just about. Yeah, I think I would just about go Hwang. Hamad says, I rushed for Gordon early on. How much would I regret not getting Hwang instead? I don't love Gordon as a pick at the moment, but if you've done it, you've done it. I'm having huge doubts. Is it silly switching for another -4? Yeah. I wouldn't be switching now again, but I do think Hwang would have been the better transfer. Yeah, sorry. But you never know. Gordon could score against Arsenal and Hwang could blank. It does feel like this is all set up for a Hwang 2-pointer. It does. But hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe that's just the pessimism kicking in. Martinez, Senesi, Estepinian, Bulldog. Okay, give me your entire team. Jota, Hwang done. Would you do a -4 for Bulldog to 8 Nuri? Yes. Yeah, I would. I'd get that done. Yeah, why not? Have we had any news? We've had news that Ruben Diaz starts. And there's a leak going around that Charlie Taylor starts as well, but we can't confirm how legitimate it is. Would you do a -4 for Archer to Solanke? I probably would, yeah. I mean, Archer could start today, but yeah, I probably would. Morning, just woke up. Any bad news? No, we're a bit low on the news at the moment. We're waiting. -8 to take out KDB or Foden if benched. Any budget already? Have Saka, Barkley and Neto. -8 to take out KDB or Foden if benched. Any budget already have? You've got Saka, Barkley, Neto. It's probably Hwang, Gross, or Erdegaard. Or Bowen. I keep forgetting about Bowen. Hi, Salah on the wildcard. Have guaranteed 10 for game week 29. Yeah, if you're on a wildcard, I would be tempted to have Salah. Or Son. I'd have one of Salah or Son, but probably Son. We just don't even know how fit Salah is. And if he blanks in 29, unless you're free hitting, like you're carrying him through a blank now, City in 28, and then a blank in 29. I'm not sure about having Salah, you know. You've got 2 blanks in City in the next 4 weeks. So he's got 1 good fixture against Forest next week. And we've literally just said that Forest are a pretty good defence. Let's have a look if Tony's said anything else, or Main Road said anything else. Do you reckon he's doing 1 every 10 minutes? Oh, yeah. Okay, he's tweeting about Diaz because a lot of people have Diaz in Sky. So he was like, let me tweet about Diaz. Well, we don't care about Sky, Tony. Talk to us. What about Main Road? Is he tweeting anything? No. Maybe it's just Tony today then coming through with the news. Okay, we'll keep refreshing and we'll keep working it out. -8 to take out KDB. God, that engine is loud. -8 to take out KDB or Foden if benched. Any budget already have Saka, Barkley, and Neto. I did that one, didn't I? Okay, that's fine. And I said Erdegaard, probably. As long as you don't have 3 Arsenal, of course. 1 free transfer, VVD to Pau or KDB to Hwang, or both for a -4. I'd do both for a -4 if it allows you to field 11. If you've already got 11, then maybe you don't have to make one of the moves this week. By the way, for people wanting to know about captaincy, currently there is 74% of people are captaining Haaland, 10% Saka, 8% Watkins, and 8% Hwang. So Saka, Watkins, Hwang is actually a lot closer than I thought for captaincy. Why do you dislike wildcard 29? It just doesn't make sense. The players that you would want to own in 29 are not the players that you'd want to own after game week 29. Because the players that blank in 29 then double in 34 and 37. So I just don't like wildcard 29. It doesn't make sense to me. By the way, if you are one of the 5,500 watching that isn't currently subscribed to the channel, which on these live streams is about 20% of you usually, please do consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Tons of content throughout the week. yeah, just try it out. And it makes me happy if you subscribe. So please do consider subscribing. Does Foden start? We don't have a leak on anyone other than Ruben Dias at the moment, who's confirmed to start. I wouldn't be bringing in a City defender this week, though. So for those of you asking about bringing in Dias, the fixtures coming up, they're going to blank in 29. They've got Liverpool in 28, United in 27. These aren't fantastic clean sheet fixtures. I would even argue that Bournemouth away isn't an ideal clean sheet fixture. I mean, it's why some of us are maybe hoping for something from Solanke. If you could subscribe or like, which one would you rather we do? Subscribe. I'd rather you subscribe than like, but hopefully do both. But if you have to do one, subscribe. How realistic is 1 million to top 100k by the end of the season only using the triple captain? You've only used the triple captainship. Yeah, that's realistic. Absolutely. You need to go on a nice run. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to do that easily, but it's definitely achievable. Peter, Helen Hansen has become a Rap Tier 2 member. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate you. Would you feel 10 players or go -8 to bring in Pau Torres? If you're definitely not free hitting in 29, I'd bring in Pau from -4, yeah. Get in the bin, Frosty. Do a wildcard draft. I can quickly flash it on screen again for anyone that is wildcarding or... Oh, no, that's the wrong one now. Or free hitting this week. Let me switch back. It's this graphic I wanted. You can pause this right now. Take a look. These are my rough wildcard and free hit drafts. But of course, use your own planning as well and your own intuition, your own research. But this is roughly what I'd be going with on a wildcard or free hit for 26. You can pause it and have a look at it yourselves. Do you think 8 Nuri is nailed? Let's have a look at his minutes. I mean, there's some doubt, isn't there? His data's not even very good. What's Dawson? Should we just go for Dawson? Dawson's data is rubbish this season. He's usually such a goal threat. He's got 1 goal this year. Yeah, maybe go... What's Kilman's like? Oh, God, they're all rubbish. Yeah, maybe 8 Nuri is the one. But, I mean, Kilman and Dawson are definitely more nailed. What about bonus points? 397. Kilman looks slightly better for bonus than Dawson. I think I'd go 8 Nuri, though. Just attack it. It might end up backfiring, but he's got quite a bit of upside, I think. Oh, Tony's tweeted. Yeah, Ake starts. Thank the Lord. Although I was kind of upsided. I was kind of excited to bring an 8 Nuri for the upside, but no, that's good for me. I'd ideally not like to take the hit. As much as I love Tony, the fact that he's choosing people in the wrong kit for like last seasons, it does bother me. It's a bit like when people put players in the wrong year kit for their thumbnails on YouTube. It bothers me as well. Anyway, Ake starts, Diaz starts. Do you know what? That prediction from Alex, I reckon, could be very close to being spot on. This prediction here, I reckon he's going to be very close to being correct with that. If not correct. He's obviously a bit unsure about that Kovacic role, but I think that will be close to being what it is. So we'll see. I don't think we've got anything else yet. I'll keep you updated though. We'll stay on Tony's page because it looks like he is just leaking one at a time. So what was it? It was like 10, 12 minutes between. Hopefully he gives us... He's obviously waiting till the last minute for the KDB stuff. So I'm hoping we get KDB for you guys. I don't care, to be honest. And then Foden would be useful. Booner is pretending to be Tony. Okay, guys, be careful of FPL Booner. He's pretending to be Tony. Tony's only tweeted about Diaz and Ake at the moment. Just click on the account, and if the account has like 50-odd thousand followers, then it's Tony. And look at obviously the handle as well. And if not, it's Booner. Polkit says, hey, Ross, been a member for 2 years now. You have 25 months. That is wild, my man. And you've been in pretty much every stream as well, so I appreciate that. Loved each and every moment of it so far. I appreciate you more than you know. P.S. Darwin to Solanke. Gordon to Trossard for a -4. What are your thoughts? Darwin to Solanke, absolutely. Gordon to Trossard, I'm less keen on. But I think this week it could pay off. I really like Trossard as an option this week. But it feels a little bit short-sighted. And I'm not sure about how much I like Trossard. Although, again, if he starts to get Sheffield United next week, maybe that's worth the risk, actually. Depends how attacking you want to be with it, Polkit. Because if Jesus is back next week and he wants to play Havertz again, Trossard doesn't necessarily start. Areola or Still? I'd go Areola. No, maybe I'd go Jason Still, actually. Yeah, I'd go Still. Still. Yeah, Still. How'd you do that cool logo transition? It's called a stinger. You can insert it within your OBS so that when I change... I created it on After Effects and I inserted it into OBS. So when I switch windows, it does it. It took me way too long to work out how to do that, to be honest. KDB doesn't start. That's Boona. Pretend like I can show you. I've muted or blocked Boona. I can't remember. Bless him. I love him as a person, but he's a nightmare on Twitter.
You put up a picture of KDB and Walker and put an X.
There you go. I've just muted him. I haven't blocked him, but look, it's FPL Boona. Right? So that's not Tony. Also the wrong amount of followers as well. So this isn't him. But everyone's falling for it immediately.
Someone in the chat said it's Anthony Gordon's birthday today, actually.
It's Gordon's birthday today.
Yeah, he's 23 today.
Start and keep Gordon. The birthday things seems to actually be the case. Although it was Ake's birthday in GameWeek 25 and he got 2 points. So. Right, let's refresh, see if we get anything. Imagine having the entire FPL community on tilt like this, just waiting for your every piece of news. Gordon's birthday, ex-hungriness, absolutely. Harry Maguire, what about it? Who's Mrs. Raptor's captain choice? Probably Haaland. She said Haaland, yeah. Do one, Booney, you suck. Bless him. How many double game week 28 players are ideal? I'm going to have Solanke, Neto, and Doughty, I think, is the current plan. So 3. Hwang in for De Bruyne -4. If he leaked to not start, yes. Otherwise, I'm less convinced by that. Bloody hell, we've only got 25 minutes till the deadline. I did not realise how quickly that had gone. Wowza. Okay. That FPL Tony guy is proper milking the City team news. He is, but I don't blame him. As Frosty, like, what are you getting? If you're not milking it, what are you getting from it? Like, what do you gain from just giving us the entire team? This gets him more interactions, which gets him more money on Twitter, by the way. Not a lot, but more. And it also gets him more followers because more of his tweets are getting high interactions. That makes sense? So I get it. It's just very annoying. It is. Demdog says, should I do a -4 Pedro out for Watkins? Yes, absolutely. I would do that. I would get that done. That's one of the easier transfers you'll ever make. Start 2 of Reguilon, Estepinian, and Taylor. I would bench Taylor. There's no reason not to do Jota to Bowen now, is there? No, Frosty. If you're sure about that, just get it done. I think I might go Foden to Bowen if he's benched. Foden.
Nice, God.
I just think I want to set myself up for... The thing is, if Chelsea lose to Leeds and Arsenal end up having a fixture in 29, I'm going to really regret not moving for Odegaard. And I think that could happen. Leeds are flying and Chelsea are poo. Sorry, Chelsea fans. Any City team news? Ake and Diaz start is the early City team news that we've currently got. Ake and Diaz start. Again, if you're one of the 6,000 people watching right now that is not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing whilst we wait for the early team news. We've got 25 minutes until the deadline, and I'm expecting some more team news. I reckon we'll get KDB and Foden news, and that's it. Maybe Alvarez. He's probably going to tweet Haaland starts in a second, which is good to know, but we're kind of expecting that anyway. He's dripping it real slow today. Yeah, it doesn't look like Main Road's tweeting anything at the moment.
Probably follow him. I don't follow him.
What's Tony on Main Road? Oh, my camera's gone. Let me just refresh the camera chat. We'll leave it there just that you can see that whilst we're waiting. Do you drip it slow? That's outrageous, Marcus. I'm not answering your questions. Does Powell start? We don't have confirmation, but I'd be very shocked if he doesn't. Unless he's had a re-aggravation of his injury, then he should. Would you wildcard with Lamptey, Estepinian, and KDB as part of a 10? Nah, I still wouldn't wildcard. I think you could get starts from both Lamptey and Estu. In fact, I would predict that. Unless we could see Veltman at right back, actually, so maybe not. Ross, just wanted to say thanks for all the great content this season. Every second has been great. Love to Mrs. Rapsy. You're bald. It's sexy. What an amazing super chat. Imagine just... I was smiling at the camera, but then I realized my camera's not on. Thank you for the super chat, just to be kind. And I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Flabberdoodle says, would you do a -8 Baldock and Bradley to Reguilon and Taylor? Baldock and Bradley to Reguilon and Taylor. Oh, God, I don't like that. I'd probably just rock with 10 players. I don't mind Bradley to Reguilon. Or, no, Baldock to Reguilon. I wouldn't do Bradley to Taylor for a -4. I don't even know if Taylor's going to start. How's the camera on? Do I need to reset again? Yep. Nice. As you do. Very useful. Bailey in, or is Hwang too good? Only if KDB's benched. I like Bailey, but I prefer Hwang, which is why I moved for Hwang myself. Should I start Lamptey ahead of Estepinian? No, I would do the opposite. I think if one's more likely to start than the other, it's Estu's more likely to start than Lamptey this week, I think. I would guess Estepinian at left back and probably Veltman at right back would be my prediction. All right, let's get this camera back on. I know you're eager to see my bald egg. There we go. I'm back. Raya and Gusto to Neto and Senesi for a -4. Oh, why are you selling Raya? I wouldn't do that this week. Could play Areola 26 and 29 and go 3 fixtures this way. If you're doing that to afford Gusto to Senesi, I kind of get it. But you're bringing in 2 players for a -4 and they're playing City. That doesn't feel necessary right now. Dawson or 8 Nuri? Dawson for security of minutes, 8 Nuri for the greater open play attacking threat. This season, at least. Dawson has been traditionally very, very attacking, but he's not really shown that this season. So I wonder if it's... Don't know. Have you spun the wheel yet? We keep running out of... It's been so manic, these streams. We're not getting the chance to. We could spin the wheel for captaincy, briefly. Let me just check to make sure nothing else is being said. God, my internet is lagging out a bit. Okay. I think that's it for now. Right, let's do it then. Who do we want on the wheel? The wheel of... What is this ad? Go away. We've got Haaland. We've got Watkins. This is going to be a captaincy spin of the wheel. If you're happy for the wheel to be back, let me know in the chat who you were looking to captain. Saka. Hwang. Anyone else, chat? Foden starts. Ah, panic. Panic. Yes. Okay. I say yes. I was kind of excited to bring in Odegaard of Bowen, but no, really. I should be very happy. So my triple City all start, assuming that Haaland starts. I think he would have leaked by... If Haaland wasn't starting, I think they would have leaked by now. So, there we go. So, Foden starts, Ake starts, Diaz starts. That's the 3 that we've got thus far. That is good to know. I did have some worries, actually, around Foden. Should we add Foden to the wheel, then, knowing that Foden starts? Chat, who are you looking to captain this week? Are there any players that I've missed off here? Taylor for the will. I think that's it, isn't it? Oh, Tony. Yeah, I'll put Tony. And then I'm going to leave it there. I know there'll be some really rogue other captains, but let's just leave it there. Right. Has to spin twice for it to count. Best of 3, basically. Land on it twice. The Hill likes the team leaks. 1 for Foden. This does feel a bit like the Brentford away game, where it's like I'm not expecting much from him, and he's just going to pop up with a hat-trick, probably. Oh, spicy. The Hill is feeling spicy today. Hwang Hee-chan on 1. Foden on 1. The count is just there, by just there. If you're wondering who's been spun on. Not Tony. Gross. I don't even own him. We're spinning the wheel for captaincy. God, the wheel is indecisive today. If you are just joining, as well as spinning the wheel, I'm also keeping an eye on the team updates. We've got Foden starts, Ake starts, and Luis Diaz starts as well. Okay, this is a spin of the wheel for captaincy. Are you kidding me? Okay, Tony's the best captain for game. Let's spin again for those that don't own don't own Tony, but apparently, according to the wheel, captaincy.
That's not ideal.
Did I say Luis Diaz? I meant Ruben Diaz. Sorry. Just a little. What is the wheel playing at? 3 spins on Tony. I need an Areola monster haul. Yeah, sorry, chat. Everyone's still spamming. Ruben Diaz starts, Nathan Ake starts, and Philip Foden starts. Apparently, Tony is definitely the best captain this week, according to the wheel. Come on, we just want someone else to land twice. Now Saka. Okay. This isn't ideal. With someone that doesn't own Tony and owns bloody Areola, this is not what I'm wanting to see right now. We've had a spin on everyone once and Tony 3 times. Right, this is the spin then. Whoever this lands on is the best captain for 26. And then we'll go back to looking at team news. As Stormzy calls him, Big Oliver, Ollie Watkins. The wheel has suggested that Ollie Watkins is the best captain. There we go. Right, has Tony tweeted anything else? Yeah, so just to confirm, via FPL Tony, Foden starts, Ake starts, Ruben, not Lewis, Ruben Diaz starts. Bloody Ivan Toney. Do you know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if Ivan Toney hauls. Wouldn't be even remotely surprised. Eight Nuri or White Saliba already have Gabriel. You know what? Ben White could be a cheeky shout. I'd still lean 8 Nuri, though, in that situation. I think he's got good upside for the next 3. Had 6 out, so 3 hit. I had to. Martinez, Gabriel, 8 Nuri, Moreno, Hwang, Foden, Erdegaard, Saka, Tony, Watkins, Haaland. Yeah, beautiful. Yep. As far as 3 hits go, I don't really have many complaints about that. Sell Porro or Trent, who is the replacement? I would sell Trent, and it depends. Gabriel, Pau Torres, 8 Nuri, Reguilon, Saliba. Depends what you need them for and when you need them. Just look ahead and look at what weeks you need the defender. I think if you need a player for 29, it is still probably Pau Torres just about. What did Sam tweet? Oh, just nice team, Eric. Okay. Who shall I captain? Mateta or Bruno Fernandes? Wait, what? Not Mateta. I bet he's going to haul now. Probably Bruno Fernandes there. Sorry, the chat's lagging a bit, so I'm struggling to get to where I need to be. Gusto to Reguilon 8 Nuri Power for a -4. Yes, I would do so, and I would... It depends. If you need a player for 29 Power, Reguilon. If you don't, then 8 Nuri. Connor says, hi, Ross. I'm on wildcard. Need 1 defender. Salibo, Senesi, Porro, Udogi. Got Gabriel, Powell, Doughty, and 8 Nuri, and I need 1 midfielder. So for defence, I would have Senesi. And for midfield, I'd have Bowen out of those options. If no more leaks, would you start KDB or Solanke? Solanke, but I think we'll get a leak on KDB. I'm pretty confident in the next 15 that it will deliver. We'll just keep refreshing his page. That's what we're doing here. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my teams. A few people asking what my team looks like for this week. There you go. I've already made my 2 transfers. -4. Hwang and Solanke in for Jota and Darwin. I am aware it's a little bit boring and a little bit template, but I think they were the best transfers for my team. No KDB news yet. We've got less than 15 minutes until the deadline. KDB, Palmer, or Richarlison to Hwang for a -8 hit. I don't mind the idea of Palmer or KDB. I wouldn't sell Richarlison based on the fixtures coming up and also the fixture in 29. Yeah, just under 15 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you're getting your teams locked in as soon as possible. Apparently, Jesus is with the squad, maybe. Sorry, I got itchy bald head. You get a bit of exposure to the egg. There it is. Start Estepinian or Lamptey. Estepinian, just about. I think he's slightly more likely to start, but I don't know. It's so difficult to predict De Zerbi. Check out FPL Flair for team news. I don't think doesn't get team news, does he? Oh, he's private and I don't follow him, so I can't look anyway. What is the thing that he's supposedly leaking? Damn, no flash warning. Yeah, the egg came out there. I do apologise. What team news do we currently have? We've got Foden starting, Ake starting, Diaz starting, and I think very soon we're going to get a 4th City player team news. I reckon Tony will tweet another one very, very soon. Trina says, any suggestions for changes to this defence? Maguire, Gabriel, Saliba, Taylor, Branthwaite. No, you could do an Aston Villa defender potentially if you're looking to not free it in 29. You could do with a Wolves defender if you're looking for some upside. You could do with a Spurs defender moving forward for 29. But for now, that defence looks fine this week. Just Maguire, Saliba, Gabriel. Play those 3 and you're fine. I'm pretty sure I'm locked in because the 2 players that I was waiting for news on was Ake and Foden. I'd love to have Charlie Taylor news, but I don't think we'll get it. And Villa 11 leaked. Where is it? Because I know certain people have been asking for Villa team news. Where's the Villa 11 leaked? Let me know if you've... Just type in who the source is and I'll look for it. I already sold Darwin for Solanke for free and I have 11 not blanking. I was sharing KDB in my team. Would you be tempted to sell either for a hit? Probably not. Probably not. Charlie Taylor starts, by the way. We've seen one person leaking that he might, but I've not seen anything particularly reliable. FPL Ross on Twitter leaked it. Really? FPL Ross. I've not seen anything. I'll keep an eye out. I mean, the Villa team is probably quite predictable. It's just about whether Moreno or Luka Dean starts at left back, I think, mainly. Hi, Boona. We've just been saying how much we hate you. Just been saying how much we hate you. FPL Flair with the team news for City 11 and the Villa 11. I don't follow him and he's private. So if someone follows FPL Flair and can see his tweets, then go for it. If you think he's reliable as well, feel free to tell me what the 11 is. I can't access it. Saliba or White? I would just go Saliba, to be honest. Can you recap the news? Foden starts, Diaz starts, Ake starts. That's it. And there's a rumour going around that Charlie Taylor also starts. But it's not private. He was private when I just looked. Unless it's a different one that you're talking about. To be honest, he's never leaked team news before, so... I hate it when people tweet that someone starts and it's not their news. He's not a reliable source. Might be fake. Yeah, I wouldn't trust that completely, chat. Sorry, if I go quiet for longer than normal, I'm just sort of scouring the internet trying to find anything that I can give you for early team news. So I do understand it's probably slightly weird when you hear me just sitting there silently. I think we'll get something from FPL Tony again soon. He's waiting every 10 to 15 mins and then tweeting another one. I reckon we could get something very soon. I think the other thing that people want is, it doesn't bother me, but KDB news would be useful for you guys. Let me just check my DMs, make sure no one sent me anything. All right, let's go back here. Need to know if Walker... Okay, Walker. So we're hoping for Walker news and potentially... Walker news and KDB news. If you want my prediction, I'd say KDB bench Walker starts. That's a prediction. That is not a leak. But I would go on the basis that Walker probably starts again because he's very nailed. And I would say KDB's probably not risked.
Haaland starts. Well, that was a recent tweet.
What, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Yeah, I just refreshed it. Haaland starts. Cool. So captaincy. So my team, I think I'm good. I know a lot of people have Walker and KDB. You're not good, but for me, I've just got confirmation that the three of my players start. So Ake, Foden, and Haaland. That's good. It's really good. I need that after the Ake debacle last week. Hopefully, get some points this week. Because 2 points was not fun in a double game week. Oh my god, my egg is itchy. Itchy egg. Itchy egg. Okay, so to recap the team news, we've got Haaland starts, Foden starts, Ake starts, Diaz starts. We haven't got news on KDB and Walker, sadly, yet. There are rumours that KDB's bench Walker starts, but that's not confirmed by anyone reliable. And then the other rumour we've got is that Taylor might be starting, which would be nice. I'll just go back to my team for a little bit, just so that you can see it, because there's always people joining and wanting to know what transfers I've made, of course, which was Hwang and Solanke in for a -4. Oh, I'm going to click my back chat. Ow. That was gross. Oh, my lord. Sorry if you heard that. That was vile. Absolutely vile. KDB to Erdegaard. I like it, but wait a couple more minutes in case we get news about whether KDB starts or not. I think he's leaving KDB for 2 minutes till the deadline, which sucks, but I think he's leaving it for 27, 28. He'll tweet it out. Oh, yes, lazy FPL. Yeah, I've just seen that. Cool. Okay, good. They beat Tony to it. Here we go. De Bruyne doesn't start. I would sell De Bruyne for a -4. I'd do it. Because you just don't even know if KDB's going to come on. If City are winning comfortably, they just won't risk him, I don't think. So it could backfire horribly if he comes off the bench and scores, but I'd go KDB to Erdegaard, Hwang, Neto, Garnacho, any of the players that you want and fancy. For me, it'd be Erdegaard and Hwang if I owned De Bruyne, I'd be looking at. Okay, so to recap the key news for you. Haaland starts, Foden starts, Ake starts, Ruben Diaz starts, Kevin De Bruyne does not start. There we go. There's your team news. If you're not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, by the way, we've got 4 minutes until the deadline, but that is still enough time to subscribe. So do it. Why not? Subscribe to the channel. Get you early team news every week if I can, and also content throughout the week as well. Erdegaard or Bowen? Oh, yeah, Bowen. I keep forgetting Bowen. It clearly means that I don't think Bowen's a great pick, but he's fine. He is fine. Does Walker start? I haven't got anything yet. Let's have a look if Tony's tweeted. Where is it, Tony? I don't think we've got anything Walker-based at the moment. I don't think we've got anything Estepinian-based, sadly. But I'd still keep and start him if you've not got a free transfer to use. Hey Hero, got 2 free transfers. Do you think KDB to Hwang is good? Yes, I would do that. And should I start Taylor or Trippier? Trippier. Palmer to Douglas Luiz and Darwin to Solanke for a -4. Yes, I like that a lot. And sell Colwell for another -4. Not if you've already got 11. I would leave it if you've already got 11. Reguilon versus Powell. I prefer Powell. -4 to get Solanke in. Fine to get 11 players. Would you rather take a -4, KDB to Saka or Archer to Solanke? KDB to Saka. I like that for this week. And then you can get Solanke next week. You've got less than 3 minutes until the deadline. Make sure you get your teams locked in. Tony's confirmed KDB out as well. Okay. Okay, so KDB definitely doesn't start. Haaland starts. Foden starts. Ake starts. Ruben Diaz starts. Apparently Charlie Taylor could start, but we don't know the validity of the source. I don't know anything about Lamptey and Estepinian. I think we've got the key stuff around City, though, other than Walker. Doesn't look like we've got anything on Walker yet, sadly. I think Walker starts, though. I'd feel pretty comfortable he starts. KDB to Hwang for a -4 since he's benched, or play Taylor, who I have benched. I'd do KDB to Hwang for a -4. No Aston Villa news. I'm really sorry. I thought we might, but I've not got anything. I would predict it's the exact same 11 as in Game Week 25. I'd say the exact 11 that we saw there. Really? Yeah, I'm not surprised. Is Adingra a trap? No, I like Adingra. Less than 2 minutes until the deadline. Less than 2 minutes. Gross or Tony? Tony, but I don't know what the context is. Hwang or Erdegaard? I just about prefer Hwang, but I do really like Erdegaard. You could even go Trossard if you want to take a risk. Got really high upside. Are we going to get Walker news in the final minute or two? Yeah. So he's not going to give us anything on Walker then. I wonder if Lazy FPL is. Yeah, I don't think we've got anything on Walker, sadly, chat. Yeah, we're probably not going to get anything. I think he'll start, but I can't confirm that to you. But I'd be surprised if he is on the bench. But yeah, Tony's just summarised his tweet. Yeah. What were you showing? Huh? You showed... Oh. No. Okay. Foden, Haaland, Ake, Diaz, start, KDB benched. You've got less than a minute until the deadline. Let me check my team is locked in. I always say make sure your team's locked in. Make sure you've not accidentally got something activated like your bench boost. That'd be a shame. Haaland cap, Saka Vice. Teams look good. Yep, I'm happy. I'm good to go. You got less than a minute. Stop asking questions. Just get your team locked in. Get your team locked in. By the way, don't leave after the deadline. I'll carry on streaming for the next 45 minutes or so, at least, maybe an hour. So stick around. Don't leave. KDB's not playing, no. KDB doesn't start. Foden, Haaland, Ake, Diaz do. That is the deadline, locked and loaded. Let me go back to my team for you so that you can see it. This is how we approach Game Week 26. Done. Whew. That was intense. Intense. Oh. And now we relax, chat. Now we relax and just chat about whatever you want to chat about, really. You lead the conversation. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about. Yeah, I know. People still asking what transfer to make. It's too late now. I need to tweet my team, don't I? KDB to Saka -4. Good call, Ross. Yeah, I like it. Assuming you've already made it. Intense. You had so many moves to make. I don't know how you did it. It's outrageous. How is life? Life's great, thank you. How's life for you? F1 Fantasy. Not doing F1 Fantasy this year. I just don't really like it. I like F1. I don't like the fantasy game. I think it's a bit boring. And I want to watch a sport without worrying about fantasy. Like, fantasy's already almost like ruined FPL, Premier League for me. Take your top off. You take your top off, Akil. Right. Let me just tweet out my team. Done. Oh. Pin to your profile. Pin. That is beautiful, Frosty. I've just seen your DM. Everyone go like Pickles team. She's the real person behind this channel. She's not. She's just laying in bed like a lazy pickle. Your head is shiny. Oh, I was going to make a your mum joke and I decided not to. Fair. Ross, what's your favourite TV series of all time? Probably Prison Break or Suits. Do you like ice cream? I do. What's your favourite ice cream, chat? My favourite ice cream is... You better know the answer. My favourite ice cream... There we go. My favourite ice cream is mint chocolate chip. And FPL Pickle's favourite ice cream is hazelnut.
I mean...
We've had ice cream 3 times. You had a hazelnut every time. Vanilla. She's a vanilla. You should looking at our FPL team. You can tell. Mint chocolate chip is goated. Yeah.
I mean, hazelnut is delicious, but it's just you can't get that readily.
Yeah. I actually like mango sorbet as well. I know it's a weird one, but it's like frozen mango. It's beautiful. Ross, we are going for an ice cream date. Yes, let's do it. Do you watch cricket? Sorry, I don't. No, not my favourite sport. Pistachios is severely underrated. Yeah, you're not wrong. Fish food. Oh, is that the Ben and Jerry's one? They do fish food. But to be fair, we both love Ben and Jerry's cookie dough.
Yeah, that's so nice.
She'll eat it for like she'll eat for like an hour and she'll do that much and I'll just polish off the rest of it.
I also love the peanut butter cup Ben and Jerry's.
No, we're cutting.
But I haven't had that for so long.
Chat, I'm cutting because I'm a big boy at the moment. I'm a bit too heavy, so I'm cutting now. I don't even fit in my bloody medium tops anymore. I'm bursting at the seams. So yeah, the cut began about a week ago. I'm currently weighing about 85 kilos. Let me get in pounds and stones for people. In stone. So 85 kilos is about 13.3 stone. For anyone that wonders how much I weigh. Or 187 pounds. That's a lot of pounds. Big boy. That's how much I weigh at the moment. So I'm hoping to come down. What is your height? 6'7", 6'8"? Shut up. I'm 5'10". 5'10" and 85 kilos. What are you eating to cut? I'm just having less like sugary stuff, so less chocolate, and I'm intermittent fasting until about 12 or 1 most of the time. I had breakfast this morning, but that's because my girl was with me, so I don't want to make her fast as well. If I was 5'2" and 85 kilos, I'd have a bit of a worry. I'm definitely not 5'2". I'm fatter than you, but way less. It's all that muscle. It's what weighs a lot.
No, exactly. You got so much muscle mass.
It's all in the bum. I'm caked up.
That's so true, guys. It's not even a joke.
Got bunda for days. It has been a bit of a dirty bulk, but also not awful. I've still been having veg, fruit, rice. But I've had a lot of McDonald's. Like if you want the tip to bulk in,
Remember last week, guys? I didn't want to have a McDonald's. He was naughty.
yeah, I had a McDonald's last week, but I haven't had a McDonald's in a week. That for me is good.
That's so bad.
That is good.
That is so
Tips for bulking. Yeah, I actually have tips for bulking. Eat as much as you can and then times it by 10, and that's how much you can actually eat. I used to say, oh, I've eaten as much as I can. I can't eat anymore. You can eat more. Just eat more. It's just the thing is, it becomes uncomfortable. So it's not the healthiest thing to do, but don't make it be careful with it, but eat slightly more than what you feel like you can eat, and then that will allow you to put on weight. If you're struggling to put on weight, just eat more. That's it.
Calorie-dense foods, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like things like when I bulked back when I was like 2021, I'd have a milkshake which was like 1,000 calories because it had like peanut butter and like. If you're struggling to get your calories in by eating like rice and chicken, just eat unhealthier foods that are really calorie dense. Like going for a Burger King, you can polish off like 2,000 calories.
It's like, like salmon's quite a calorific fish. Go for that rather than cod. I don't know.
You're getting nutrition
Pasta
advice.
rather than rice.
I need to get you a microphone.
Yeah. Peanut butter.
There you go. Speak louder.
I've used all my tips. Sorry.
Okay, that was it.
No, I'm sure I can think of more. But
ASMR with FPL Raptor.
eat nuts. Eat nuts. Nuts are very calorie dense.
Did you hear that? She was that a bit louder.
Peanuts.
She
Cashews,
said
almonds.
eat nuts because they're calorie dense. Still can't hear her. You'll have to wear headphones if you want to hear her.
Sorry, guys. I cannot be bothered to.
Eat more chicken. Chicken.
Eat more chicken. That's the worst thing you could do for a bulk.
Get more protein though. Oosh.
Yeah, but it's such a lean meat.
Oh, you want to flex? I was actually going to flex, and then I realised my arm is off the screen. But you can kind of see my arms. They look really small on camera. That's the issue. No, I don't want to flex. Your nuts are what now? Calorie dense. What does pickle look like? I've shown pickle off before.
Yeah, not again though.
Not again. Okay. There's a one-off. What's the best chicken and can of Coke in the air? Chicken. Chicken and can of Coke.
Sorry, guys. Sorry for you're a scouser.
Chicken and a can of Coke. That sounds like I'm saying the wrong word.
It does.
Cock. No. Coke. Cook. 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 Chicken and a can of Coke. I don't know what accent. That's like a mixture of accents now. One off, but stored on YouTube for the ages. Yeah. Thanks. What is your bench PR? 95 kilos. Yeah, I've never reached 100, which is like 215 pounds or something. Why is your mum talking all the time? My mum. Why do you think people think you're my mum? Because you won't show yourself.
Your poor mum just sitting with you every stream.
Can you imagine? Are you being consistent with the gym at the moment? Outrageously so. I've been super consistent.
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, been good.
Mrs. Raptor is getting really brave recently. She is, isn't she? Talking on stream.
I'm trying.
Have enjoyed these post-transfer deadline talks for 16 months and will be supporting for many more to come. Much love to you, Raptor. Cheers, mate. Oh, thank you, Hrishi. 16 months you've been a member. I appreciate you. That's very lovely of you to say. I hit 105 kilo on the bench today for 2 reps. That is incredible. Good job.
Wow.
Is Mrs. Raptor an ASMR dietitian? Sounds like it. Thoughts on Hamilton joining Red Bull? Interesting, because he's not joining Red Bull, he's joining Ferrari. But my thoughts on that, I like it. It's good. How are the votes 3 times the viewers? Because a minute ago we had 8,500 people watching. So that's why we've got a really highly voted captaincy poll. I'll end it though. There you go. Pure Gym or a Slippers Spa with all of these subs? I go to Pure Gym. And I'm bumping into a hell of a lot of you in Pure Gym. I can't remember the last time I went to the gym and didn't bump into someone. It's great. I'm just there trying to lift weights, you know. What is Pickle's MBTI? It's the same as mine. Your Myers-Briggs. What is it? Our Myers-Briggs personality index.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What was it? We've got exactly the same one.
ISFJ.
It is ISFJ. Yeah, ISFJ. We've both got exactly the same. How weird is that, by the way?
Actually is weird. And I found
Ours is slightly different, though, isn't
email.
it? You're
Oh
fine
yeah,
with it.
I've got the
ISFJ something, and yours is ISFJ, the other one.
yours is like the calm one. I'm not the turbulent. I'm the turbulent.
Turbulent, and I'm
One.
resilient. Something? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm an emotional mess, so it's not.
I'm INFJ. Yeah, we're ISFJ.
Yeah, I found an email from years ago to show you. I was like,
Yeah.
this is the one I got. That was weird.
Last 3 movies you've watched. Interstellar. We don't really watch that many movies. About Time. Was it Oppenheimer in cinema after that? Before that?
We only watched 3. No, we watched Flushed Away.
Flushed Away, About Time, and Interstellar. What a random 3 movies to pair together.
Flushed Away.
About Time is one of my favourite movies of all time, though.
Oh my god, it made me sob. It really did.
When is Stormzy joining a live stream? I'm going to be doing a video with Storms very soon, actually. We were chatting about that yesterday. I'm going to get Storms on another video, hopefully end of this season. How much do you pay for a trim? I shaved my head last night, actually, chat. That's why you can see it's all bald and eggy.
It's very smooth right now.
It is very smooth, actually. Although when you don't know if you can hear this. When you rub it the wrong way, it's still a bit bristly. What?
The good Love Island question.
What was the Love Island question? Does your missus make you watch Love Island? She watches it all the time. I've had to have it on in the background before, but I've never watched it myself. It's not for me. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's the last thing I'd want to ever watch. But I understand why people watch it. It's like easy watch and stuff.
It was more interesting this year solely because it was previous people that you already knew.
How did your Valentine's dinner go?
Lovely.
It was lovely. We had this big ribeye steak. We went to a Greek restaurant, so we got loads of like different things, tzatziki, hummus. We had like this beef stew, which was amazing. We had chicken, but we also got a steak as well. And it was a ribeye. And when it got served up, we looked at it like that steak looks a bit fatty, and it looked thin and fatty. It was the most tender ribeye I've ever eaten in my life.
It was so good. It's
beautiful.
One of the nicest steaks I've actually ever had, somehow.
Just twatted my knee on the kitchen door frame, and I'm currently in the kitchen floor in the fetal position with a bag of frozen edamame pressed against my knee. Send help. Oh, it makes it so much funny because you're one of the few people that, along with me, says we're twatting things. That's just such a funny word. Twatted my knee. I'm sorry, Scouse. Oh, and you're Scouse as well, so you probably have to sit there and listen to me try and do a Scouse accent whilst you're twatting your knee. Oh, goodness me. Mrs. Raptor now rubbing head for... Oh, Mr. Raptor now rubbing head for sound effects. This channel is branching. ASMR. Who do you support in F1? Charles Leclerc. Wherever Charles goes, I'll go. No, I do like Ferrari, though. I quite like McLaren, too. If I was to say 2 teams that I follow, it would have been Haas. I used to love Haas, but now Gunther Steiner's gone. They can get in the bin. We just love Gunther.
He's so funny.
Your girl is from Sheffield. Wrong.
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 Like I'm from Sheffield.
Well, you're a Midlandsy accent, aren't you? So
Sheffield's quite far up from me.
it's a little bit further north of the
It's
Midlands.
like 2 hours away from me.
Yeah, but Nottingham's an hour, so I think it's only just slightly ahead of the Midlands, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, but I don't sound like Vic Star, do I?
Is that where Vic Star's from?
Yeah, Vic Star's from Sheffield.
It's because they can't really hear you like loud. I think if they could hear your voice loud, they would know. Do you like Danny Rick? I do. I like Danny Rick more now that he's been humbled. I think when Danny Rick was like a Red Bull and then moving over to Renault, I think he was a bit too cocky. I think it's nice that he got humbled a bit because he's just a little bit more, humble, I guess. That's the word I was looking for. Vic Star doesn't sound like most people from Sheffield, to be fair. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I don't think I sound.
Ross, give me your favourite dad joke. I don't know if I have like a joke. I make a lot of dad like jokes. I normally make them about footballers. I'll say like that's Pascal about if that's gross. And if I'm saying like are you sure, I'll say are you Luke. Sure. They're normally really bad jokes like that. Any Brighton team news? Not that I've seen, no. If you had 11 players this week, including Estepinian, would you have rolled the transfer or not?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have rolled. And
Oh.
Like if you had a free transfer, I would have attacked it with an attacker, I think.
Oh, yeah.
My dad joke is that I never had one. Jesus Christ. Would you ever teach abroad? I do, and it's a good gig. Only if Mrs. Raptor would come with me, and I don't think she'd want to live abroad. So someone said, would you ever teach abroad? When is the hot tub stream? Soon. I could be in a hot tub now. You wouldn't know. Oh, I'm hungry. Do you know what I fancy?
No.
I fancy a McDonald's.
We're not having McDonald's.
Blah, 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 blah. We'll have the wraps. I could go and put them on now, to be fair, but the air fryer's quite loud.
You can pretend they're wraps and wings for yourself.
Are you Joel because I want you to touch my tip?
Oh, Frosty, that burger made my stomach hurt so bad.
Yeah, she had that, and it did not treat her well.
I'm fine with spicy stuff, but that I think maybe it was just a dodgy one.
Maybe.
It was not good for me. Didn't taste. It tastes okay.
How is Mings doing? I actually can't say, to be honest, but Mings is Mingsing. I'm not at liberty to say. Currently on the Watt bike, tuning in. What a legend. We're going to go for a long walk later, and I think we'll go to the gym tomorrow. Who is in the lead of the Stormzy Beta Squad League? I can show you that because I tweeted it to Storms yesterday. It's Stormzy's in the lead. I won't be able to look properly because the site's updating, but if I look on... I think I replied to... Was it this one? There you go. That's the table at the moment. I mean, it's still pretty close between first and fourth. But yeah, Storms is 52k. I'm 98k. I think Chunks is like 100 and something k, and then I think Sharky's something, and then I think Chunks is still like, I want to say like 180k or 170k. So no one's doing badly apart from HP. But it's his first season, and he's not really been playing properly, I don't think. Is there anyone that's you're beating? Mrs. is beating you, Stormzy's beating you, your mods are beating you. I'm not very good at FPL. Don't know why you're here. I was kidnapped by mimes. They did unspeakable things to me. That isn't that joke. Who is Harry Pinero? Surely you know Harry. Just Google Harry Pinero, YouTube Harry Pinero. You definitely would have seen his face, 100%. He's everywhere. Maybe if you're not UK based, you're less likely to know him. How does one go about becoming a member? If you're on your phone, there's a link in the description which says to become a member, click here. If you're on your laptop, there should be a join button next to the subscribe button. Or you can just join my Patreon as well if you want to just... But you obviously won't have the badge on YouTube. That's the only limitation. What are you spamming, Frosty? What is that? What is this link? I'm going to click on it. Oh, thanks. Frosty's just... So if you click the link in the chat, that will take you to becoming a member. I'm not suggesting that you should, by the way. It's completely up to you, but yeah. If you want to become a member, that link that Frosty's just spammed will work. I love your watch, Ross. Thanks, mate. I'll show you. It's a nice watch. It's quite a heavy bastard, but... There you go. Yeah, it's quite a Thickums one, but I like it.
Lovely watch.
Yeah, you like it as well, don't you? It's nice.
I really like it.
It's kind of a little bit casual, but it's also looks decent if you're wearing like a suit or a shirt or something. I've got skinny wrists like a little frail boy, but there you go. And yes, I do have hairy forearms for everyone that always comments. They are frosty. They are frosty. I was gonna say they're hairy, and then I read Frosty's name at the same time. My forearms are frosty. I love the doubt in your voice from me trying to help. I don't trust you. I don't trust anyone. Forsen and Lindelof starting. Oof. Sheesh, Baldy is dripping. Thoughts on Van Heck? As a player or as an FPL option? I like him as both, to be honest. Looky. Not looky. God, I'm hungry. T-Rex wrists on Raptor, lol. Stormzy's an FPL nerd because of you. Yeah, he actually is. He started out very casual, but then he watched all my videos, and then I've turned him into a nerd. I think if you watch all of my videos, you become an FPL nerd because of the way I approach the game. Like, I don't really do casual conversations. It's always quite in-depth, so. Ross, from a scholar's perspective, thoughts on doing my second year in Madrid? Definitely take it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Any opportunity you get to study abroad, take it. I did a month in Amsterdam last summer, and I loved it.
It was
Just
so good.
any opportunity you get to study abroad, I would snap it up because it's just worth it for the connections, the experience. You're not going to get the chance. Like, the longer life goes on, you meet your partner, obviously, you want to have kids, you want to settle down, have a more secure job. If you have an opportunity to not only travel when you're young, but travel as part of like your education, then that's brilliant. That United team. Oh, what is it? The United team versus Fulham. Onana, Dalot, Varane, Maguire, Lindelof, Casemiro, Fernandes, Rashford, Force, and Garnacho. That's a beautiful team. Oh, Manu was in there as well. I was like, I think I only named 10 players. That's beautiful. Wow. Yeah, do you know what? Apart from Lindelof's not great, obviously, but I guess he'll invert slightly into midfield. Or, no, Dalot maybe will invert and then we'll play back three. It's not awful. I actually wouldn't mind Lindelof inverting, you know? He's a baller with the ball at his feet. He's not a great defender. Someone said, can I assume Julian starts? That's true, actually. No one said anything about Alvarez. Yeah, Alvarez should start, I reckon. Oh, my back is killing me. Akshay says, hi, Ross. Hello. Good to see you. Who is Stormzy? Just a nobody, really. It's mad that people don't know who Stormzy is. It's a rapper from the UK. I'm sure you probably would have heard his song Shut Up. It's probably the most internationally known song. Yeah, big for your boots. Shut Up. I'm trying to think what else would be like the ones that are like spread. Maybe a song with Ed Sheeran.
Own it. Yeah, own it.
I'm thinking Take Me Back to London as well was quite popular.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm thinking songs that, because like all of his more heavy UK rap probably won't be as international. If Vossi Bop, yeah, Vossi Bop actually is a great shout. Mel Made Me Do It, yeah, more recent. Mel Made Me Do It reminds me of the summer because I just listened.
By Your Grace as well.
Yeah, Blind by Your Grace.
Oh, I love that song.
I remember before I did the video with Storms, I was just sat there in the kitchen listening to his music, and I was like, this is the weirdest experience. The other day, I was at the gym listening to Stormzy, and then he messaged me, and that was when that moment kicked in. Like, this is a weird position I'm in. Like, not many people get to be in that position, which is cool. Rossi Bop. Yeah, I said if I don't have a line in one of Stormzy's songs coming up about FPL Raptor, something to do with data, expected data, you know, there needs to be something in there. I'm a hungry boy. Are you hungry? You nodded like you're not a little bit hungry. Double date with Maya. You would die. Imagine kind of double date with Storms and Maya. No, I don't think that'll be happening. I really want to see you stand next to Stormzy. For context, my girlfriend's 5'1", but also quite petite, so she's very short, and Stormzy's 6'6". Like, I look like a little girl next to Stormzy. Sam has become a Rap Tier 1 member. There you go, Sam. You found out how to do it. What a legend. I appreciate the support, my man. Imagine Stormzy singing about stats and eye test. Blinded by your XG. Is she thick? Chat, you're just outrageous. Not answering your question. What are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? Not for me. Not for me. It's just one big marketing scheme, everything he says anyway. I don't believe he believes half of what he says. It's just how does he get the most money possible? Just he's preying on young guys' minds to just, they're just gullible and they'll just follow. I'm not saying that there won't be the odd thing that he says that is truthful, but it's just a marketing thing. Say controversial stuff, rally up a demographic of people, young men in this case, and then you can say whatever you want. I brought in Solanke for Archer for -4 points, says Sophie, and bench KDB. Didn't want to replace KDB in a rush and mess up. Do you know what? I kind of like that, because you could even play KDB next week against United. He could do very well. And if you need KDB this week, like maybe one of your other players misses out, you never know. I like it. It's a nice plan. Does Walker start? Cheers, mate. I've got no idea. Sorry. Absolutely no idea. Sometimes I wonder how Ross got a girlfriend. How do you know Stormzy? Childhood friends? No, he watched my content, dropped me a DM, and we've just been chatting since. We met through, obviously, FPL YouTube. Same with Chunks as well. They for some reason like my YouTube videos, which I'll absolutely take. Ross, what did you do? What didn't I do? I brought in Hwang and Solanke for Diogo and Jota. It was boring, but it is what it is. I'm a hungry man. Hungry man. No, I just keep looking at Pickle, just going, I'm a hungry man. I just want McDonald's.
We can't eat McDonald's.
No, okay, but hear me out. Hear me out. We could.
No.
I literally said to her before the stream started, I was like, whatever happens after my stream, don't let me get McDonald's. The reason is I've been sat here for 2.5 hours just talking. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I can eat cow. Do you want to hear my cow impression? Moo. That good?
No.
That was quite good.
Better.
Do you want to hear my goat impression? That was quite good. You're not impressed. You're impressed. She's trying to pretend she's not impressed. If you want to know how I got a girlfriend, look at this Riz. Are you seeing the Riz in action? Elite farm animal impressions. I would say if you're on a date and it's not going well, mooing and doing goat. What is a goat impression called? Not a bah. What is it? Bah. That's a sheep. Anyway, if you do farm animal noises, I guarantee the date will go well. Preferably at dinner as well, across the dinner table. Yes, moo at the women on your date. What can go wrong? Animal Crossing Riz. Goats bleat. That's the yes, bleat. Thank you, Tomosa.
I actually didn't know that.
Bleating. Bleating. Bleat and yeet. I will yeet you if you don't bleat. Yeet. Feet. Greet. Meat. Beat. Teat. It's rhyming with FPL Raptor. What has happened to this? Anyway, I think this is where we leave the stream. Sad times. What is your favourite film? Interstellar. I talk about FPL team during my dates. Yeah, I'm sure that will go well. Does barking work? That's all I can do. Depends how good the bark is, I guess. What is Miss Raptor's team this game week? It's exactly the same as mine, but rather than Pau and Ake, she's got Saliba and Estepinian. Let me run a poll, actually. This will be fun. Who's gonna outscore who? Which combination scores more points this week?
Guys, bear in mind,
No.
I'm a loyal to the man.
Pau and Ake. Saliba and Estepinian.
Oh, Frosty, I'm so glad I didn't do it.
Is it Everton at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll outscore me, but I'm fine with that. I didn't take a hit last
Okay, I have put a poll in the chat. Which combination scores more points? Pau Torres and Ake or Saliba and Estepinian? Oh, for God's sake. This is what I told you. You got a better team than me. I did pickle. What a disaster.
Oh, yeah, Frosty, I saw that you did it after saying you shouldn't, and I was thinking you cheeky poo.
Cheeky poo.
But then it worked out for me anyway.
Cheeky poo. Game hasn't updated. Nah, it won't update for another 15 minutes or so normally.
Oh, good lord. Oh, don't, man. Oh, God.
Has Esther actually been benched?
Yep.
Oh my lord. What has that man done to De Zerbi?
Well, at least Taylor starts.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the lineups were out. Right. I'll just have in their spin out. Sorry, let's do the lineups. I completely forgot there were loads of 3 p.m. games.
Oh, never mind then.
So it is Lamptey and Veltman then, is it?
Oh, pain.
Wait, no, Veltman's on the bench again. Who's at left back? Lamptey maybe at left back. Could it be Gross at left back?
Maybe.
No, Van Heck, Dunk, unless they're playing a back four. Or a ding. Oh my lord, he must have really pissed off De Zerbi somehow. Maybe he said his pasta wasn't nice.
Oh, that's so sad.
That is, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I kind of expected it, but I didn't want to take another hit. So.
Charlie Taylor.
At least he's starting.
Charlie Taylor. What are the fixtures? What are the teams we're looking at?
I might have to just get rid of Estepinian next week, you know.
Oh, I want to see the official Man United lineup. This be nice. Man United. Oh, Villa. Crap, I want to see if I assume Powell starts, but
Yeah.
oh, it's the team we
Yeah,
thought.
he
Okay.
starts.
Villa. Does Bailey start?
Yep.
Does Moreno start?
Yep.
Okay. Stormzy was going to bring in Moreno. I don't know if he ended up doing it. Yeah, it's the same team as we thought. Okay. Do you know what? It's not an awful team. Hopefully Bailey doesn't go big because I'd be very sad. Who else do we want? Is that it? Everton, Forest. Yeah. Oh, sorry, chat.
Oh, for God's sake, man.
Yeah, Stu's been a bit of a
Yeah, he's got to go.
bastard, hasn't he?
That'll have to be. I might have to just not get Son next week and just get. I don't know.
If Taylor gets anything, I mean clean sheet, assist, goal, I might buy a Charlie Taylor Burnley top. Genuinely. Just keep it. Because that means I've called on him twice this season and he's got me 10 points than whatever he gets this week.
He's delivered.
Free Estepinian and give him pasta. Yeah, should we start a trend going? Let's do it.
Oh, that's so sad.
Where's my hashtag on this? Hashtag free Estepinian.
He's gonna come on like the 82nd minute again and get.
Should we do that? The soccer mode? You like Dobby? Dobby is a free elf. Free Estepinian. There we go, chat. We're going to start a movement. De Zerbi needs to free Estepinian. It's not right any. Oh god, that didn't work well. It's not right, you know. I actually like. He's gonna have to leave Brighton. Then he's bloody brilliant. I don't know what De Zerbi's complaining about. City. What did Tony? People are saying Walker does start. I don't know. I've not seen anything about Walker still. Yeah, well, at least you know you can comfortably sell Estepinian next week.
Yeah, he's got to go. I have no idea who for though, you know. When do we think Porro will be back?
Oh, my stream's gone laggy. Porro. We haven't had a press conference from Postecoglou. I don't think he'll be back for 27.
Oh, that's not.
I think it'll be 28 or 29. But I'm still going to hold on to him. But yeah, my team... Is the game updated?
I don't think so yet.
Okay. No, it's not. Okay. All right, chat. I think we'll leave it there because we've got the lineups now. We know what's happening. Do you know what? I'm just hoping to stay inside top 100k. If I can get through this week inside top 100k still, I'll take it. I'm not hoping for too much. I'm not expecting too much. My team's down to its bare bones. I've got players like Taylor and Solanke. So, yeah, let's just hope for enjoy your McDonald's. No, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. Yeah, best of luck for GAMEWEEK 26. There'll be a video out for you probably Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. So I will see you on Monday morning, and have a wonderful weekend. See you later, guys. Bye bye.